What is good, everybody? NBA free agency is upon us. The rumors are flying left and right. It's my favorite time of year. We're going to get into what the Chicago Bulls could do. There's a possible deal on the table for Coby White, so we know that one person in this mug is mad happy right now. But we got a lot of deals on the table. We got deals getting done. Dejounte Murray is now an Atlanta Hawk. All that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Live. Let's go! What is good, y'all? It's your boy Pat, the designer, back at it again. Appreciate y'all for showing so much love, man. We got the squad in the building. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Stefan Don in the building, man. Which, by the way, he's got a Chicago jersey on with red and black letters on him. I'm not saying he's a closet fan, but anyway. And we also got the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, tuning in with us all the way out at the crib. Yeah, I'm saying he feeling good.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, my boys? How y'all feeling today, man?
I'm good. I ain't even gonna lie. Big trades happened today.
Big trade.
so some deals going on. Kind of took me back, but we here.
Hey, man, there's so much stuff going on today. It is crazy right now. There's so many moves that are happening around free agency left and right. So I mean, hey, we might as well just jump straight into this thing, man. Especially talking about free agency. Let's do it. Let's hit it with the title question, man. What do you guys think is going to be the best move that the Chicago Bulls can make today at 6 p.m. in free agency? What are your thoughts? I mean, there's so many moves that have been on the table. We've talked about John Collins possibly being a trade piece. We've talked about Mo Bamba all of a sudden yesterday. We talked about who else? It's all been big, man. We had Hartenstein possibly, and now the Magic have emerged as a favorite on him. Like, what's going on with that? Which kind of sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you. That one kind of sucks. But nah, man, like, what's the deal that y'all feel the Bulls have to get done as free agency gets started to make this team better than what it was last year?
So for me, almost immediately, I'm calling the Lakers to get rid of Coby White. I think TH2 would be the upgrade. I seen a couple people in the Discord talk about some God no. Listen to me. The minute that he touches the ground, y'all gonna be like, I'm in love. Just cause he from Chicago. So let's stop that.
So is Malcolm Hill.
Well, TH2 would actually be getting ticked to contribute. But nah, I think TH2 would definitely be the upgrade over Coby White. He would definitely be able to round out your bench, and if you need him to start a couple of games, just in case somebody gets hurt, I think that he'll be able to do that. And these are the championship pieces. I feel like AK's, talking about when it gets down to the line, because his name will be brought up. I mean, like you get a guy, you get sort of like, I'm not gonna say a glue guy, but a contributor, somebody like him. Then after that, you may look at a PJ Tucker, but the first order of business is definitely getting rid of Coby White. I see Kid on the phone right now. You got AK on the line?
Man, listen, I got everybody and their mama on the line for shipping Coby White out this piece. God, I do. I told you, if we got to fax the contract over, I'll fax it over for you, bro. What up? I will lend my services to make sure that this thing is hot and ready. We're talking about Little Caesar style. Let's make it happen. All right? I'm not playing around, dog. Not playing around.
I like that. I like that the Bulls are making calls. I like that there's still some interest there. Coby White to me is not the move that has to get done. Coby White's a move that is an ancillary piece, especially with bringing back home THT. I think THT is a nice player. I think he's a better player than what we saw with the Lakers. I do. I think that he kind of got the short end of the stick out there with the Lakers, but I'm not going to act like bringing back THT is going to be the piece that solidifies this bench for me. It doesn't help you with interior defense. It doesn't help you with it helped a little bit with rebounding, I guess. He was an okay rebounder before he kind of got stuck in the hole that is the Lakers with LeBron and all of that, right? But the big move for me is finding one of those big men, whether it be Mo Bamba, whether it be Isaiah Hartenstein, whether it be making John Collins is kind of the move for me that I'm like, I'm okay if that doesn't happen. But, there's a lot of moves out there, and there's a lot of young big men on the market right now that are nice pieces to add to this team. I think you can solidify your big man. What, bro, like the dogs are having a war up there.
Full WWE match.
Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. Hey! Knock it off! A black moment here.
Did you really just yell upstairs?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, because I know you can hear it on the mic, bro. Like it sounded like
I really couldn't.
It sounded like a full-on suplex was going on up there, bro. Like
somebody is delivering Shawn Michaels elbow drop.
Bro, it sounded like when it sounded like when like Kane, they were trying to do like Kane coming back from hell, and he was like dragging somebody down. That's what it sounded like up there. Like, please, no, please, good Lord, dog. But no, I feel like there's a lot of young pieces that you could solidify your bench with, especially at that big man position. I think that needs to be the focus there. If Coby White gets moved, Coby White gets moved. I don't know what THT is going to bring on this team. I don't think Coby White's going to give you losing Coby White hurts you or helps you one way or the other. If you bring back THT, it's a piece. Yeah, I'm saying I don't think that he becomes a superstar all of a sudden.
Dynamic piece.
It didn't prove
The thing about THT is you can make the clear line of there's a clear line of demarcation when it comes to skill set as well as situation. You saw THT have moments where he shined in a much worse situation as opposed to being in a starting role and not producing, or being in a starting role and not looking like you belong there, and something like that. So, you can make a strong case that THT has a much better handle on the moment, the fundamentals, and things of that nature, and he actually belongs within that role as opposed to, Coby White, unfortunately, getting outdoed and outplayed and just not looking comfortable, period, in a role where he had comparatively, the situation was night and day. And so he had nothing but time to actually prove himself. I don't believe THT did, and I still think he showed enough to make me want to grab him. So,
and he's got a ring as well, doesn't he?
I think he got a ring as a rookie, right? 2019, 2020. I think he was drafted that year, so he got a ring as a rookie.
Him and Alex Caruso's on the bench.
Thing for me with THT is that
the familiarity with Alex Caruso.
There's some familiarity there, and I think Caruso would be a good piece to have on the bench with him. The thing for me with THT is that, right, like we can say he didn't get the opportunity, but 25 minutes a game is a heck of an opportunity, right? And he didn't show you. He got more minutes. He got more time. Now, I do think Frank Vogel is a terrible coach. I can't say a terrible coach. I don't think Frank Vogel's style of coaching fits today's NBA. I just don't, right? Like, I feel like Frank Vogel's trying to force himself into today's style of coaching.
What you mean by that?
Frank Vogel was perfect when the style of coaching was point guard, small forward, big man, and that was what every team was built with, because he had George Hill, he had Paul George, he had Roy Hibbert. It was a perfect coach for that team. He could coach that team. He could get that team to an ECF. He could build that team out, and
you're the same team that had Paul George.
Same team that had Paul George.
Yeah. Well, he benefited from having Paul George.
Well, he had LeBron James last season. He couldn't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a benefit. Listen, whether you like LeBron or not, there's a benefit to having LeBron James on your team. And so I look at, like Frank Vogel as a coach. And the thing is, right, like even the year they won the championship, how many times did we look on the court and be like, what the heck is Frank Vogel doing?
Yeah, that lineup was suspect.
Like they just won because like LeBron and AD were that good together.
That and it wasn't nothing else you could really do outside of, I'm a hoop, go to my room, get treatment, and then I'm hooping again.
Yeah, but that's the case for everybody. That's more of a case to get beat in. I mean, the only person that wasn't going back to their room, the only person that wasn't going back to their room and just hooping was Jimmy Butler.
Jesus Christ, dog.
Just say it. Based on the reports I heard.
We ain't really seen her since the bubble.
Dog, we have not.
Based on the reports that were put out there.
Hey, man.
Dog, that's crazy.
No. The bubble didn't kill her. What killed Shorty? When she came at Malika, right?
Yeah, she was bad.
Yeah. She came at Malika. Like, that's what killed her career.
And no, it was it wasn't Malika.
I don't know if it killed her career, but
shorty that's on NBC with the football.
Talking to the mic. Used to be on First Take. Carrie Champion.
Not Carrie Champion.
I like that we just listing all black women at this point. I love how many black women that we got to go through.
Go black girls.
I love how many black women we got to go through to figure out the right
it was
person.
Maria Taylor, right? Marie.
Hey, listen.
Was it Maria Taylor?
She was caught hating on somebody.
Yeah, she got caught hating on him. She was like, "Oh, there's an agenda behind the scenes." Yeah, but anyway.
Which I honestly don't think she was wrong in saying that.
I don't either. I think she was factual for what she said, but I think the behind the back hate was the problem. It was like, why are you hating on Shorty for being successful when you're on like every show on earth? But yeah, no, I just feel like, right, like THT in 25 minutes of play. Granted, I don't think the system was perfect for him, but it got to a point, especially at the end of that season, where they were looking at him like, all right, just go. Like, this season's over. Let's see what you got. Let's see if it's worth keeping you around, blah, blah, blah. Just go. That's why I thought we would see a little bit more out of him. I think he did have a big game. I want to say versus Golden State, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he have like a 35 or a 40-point game versus Golden State, something like that? But I mean, a season last season with of THT with a lot of low shooting percentages. I think we get some feedback from you, kid. That might be on my side. Man. Check. All of a sudden, it's clear again. Oh, no. Now I hear an echo again.
Check.
Maybe just turn the speakers down a little bit. Test. Oh, I don't hear it now. Okay. All right. Don't worry about it. It could be because I turned you down, too. But oh, well. It's a work in progress. Anyway, no, but a season where...
Yeah, Maria Taylor.
Thanks, Ringo. No, a season where
you gotta get it right.
You kind of saw THT, right? Like, he got more tick, he got more time. I think he did have a couple of nice games in there, but really poor shooting percentages. Wasn't able to get the finish. But like I said, could be the system, but it's not a move that if that's the move the Bulls make for free agency, you didn't solidify nothing for me. Like, you swapped out one piece for another.
He'll be able to, but to Buffer Kid's argument, he'd be able to give you something that Coby White did. He'll be able to contribute
on a more consistent basis. Like, that's all. Yeah, that's what we looking for.
Because I mean,
Kobe could give me 12 in one game, and he would give me 4 in the next. THT did the same thing.
He had a month where and somebody called in and said he had a month where he had like 18, and for like 2 months straight, he absolutely gave you.
Let's see.
It was.
What are we talking about again?
It was not
THT. Horton Tucker. I mean, 17. This is points here because he's coming off the bench. So what we're most worried about in that situation is points. Is this how he finished the season, or is this how he started? No, 11-14 would be how he started. 17, 28, 25. I'm trying to see minutes per game here. He was basically starting in that, but still getting good minutes the rest of the way. 2, 8, 0, 8.
I mean, his last game, the last 3 games, he had to drop the 40 ball, 15 and 10.
But again, what's the difference between that and a Coby White 40 ball?
Consistency.
Where?
I mean,
before that game, 7, 7, 11, 12, 7, 0.
So before we get deep into this,
but even the games leading up,
my argument is that you're swapping a dude for a dude. If your only move this summer is THT, you're not. You didn't fix anything.
You're swapping a dude on your bench
for a dude on your bench,
or a guy who has more potential, who was at the same point in his career.
What did he show me?
Well, he is
showing you in a worse situation that he can give you just as much. Like, I'll be honest with you, the games in which you see him play, it's very up and down because not only did Frank Vogel not played him sparingly at times.
Oh, he played him.
He also played him out of position. So
that's the thing. He played him. There's not one game in here where he played less than 15 minutes. Well, and most of these games he played more than 20. He was getting ticked.
All I'm saying is Coby White had 3 games out of the 5 games in the playoffs where he gave you 5, 6, and 2.
I agree with you. I'm not saying that Coby White is the answer. I'm not saying don't move Coby White. What I'm saying is that moving Coby White for Talon Horton-Tucker doesn't tell me that I'm getting back a player with more potential. It tells me that I'm getting back a dude that put up similar production while getting more minutes than Coby White did last season, if not worse production in most games. Most of these games on here, he's getting 7 to 8 points a game.
Where do you see he got more minutes than Coby White?
Bro, let me run through his minutes for you real quick here. 27, 37, 38, 26, 32, 28, 28, 24, 26, 26, 27, 16, 34, 27, 24, 30. I'll even go.
Most minutes he's ever averaged in his career was the same amount of minutes Kobe averaged in his rookie season.
And I'm telling you that in his third year, where he got the most amount of tick in his career, he was just as inconsistent as Coby White was. Like, we can like the name, we can like him as a dude.
Yeah, 1 40-point game against Gold.
I'm not saying don't go get him. I'm not saying don't move for him. But what I'm saying is that he can't be your free agency move that you feel like, oh yeah, we got a great piece here. This is the move that you got to make. He didn't show you anything more than Coby White. He showed you less than Coby White, playing more than Coby White.
He showed me just as much playing less than Coby White. That's what the stats show.
I'll say this. To me, I think
I would say that Coby White had Coby White played better for 2 months out of the year than he did this whole season.
This is my thing.
Off the bench.
And I would say I would agree with you simply because I know how Frank Vogel used him. Frank Vogel didn't use him well.
Yeah, this is my thing.
Because you're on the court doesn't mean you're taking the shots. Nor does it mean that they're good shots. Like, there's nothing schemed for him.
All right.
There's like all of it is play breakdown, make something happen.
Well, I mean,
like all of that's you look at how they did Malik Monk. If you look at Malik Monk's game, it's by chance that he caught fire at the right time for a good stretch, and they were just like, "Hey, we ain't got nobody else. Realistically, throw him in there." Then on top of that, THT was injured too.
THT was injured. But that was at the beginning of the season. THT missed the start of the season, just like Coby White did.
Malik Monk steps up, he catches fire, but the year before, everything Malik Monk did, that was what THT was doing.
Nah, THT was still only averaging 9 points a game.
And less minutes than this season.
And 5 less minutes.
5 minutes is a lot of time.
I'm trying to see what he averaged. So he averaged last season, he averaged 9 shots a game on 41% shooting. I mean, I'm just saying, you're trading a guy for a guy. Like there's nothing about THT that tells me, like, I get he's from Chicago. I get he's a name. Listen, it's a name that I would like to explore, because if I'm gonna explore the upside of one of them, THT's new. That's really all it is for me. He's new.
I gotta say, to me, it's circumstance. I gotta roll with Kid on the fact that at the end of the day, we know that Lakers roster is poorly constructed and still poorly constructed. So I gotta see what he is being the main guy off the bench with a guy that.
But he's still not the main guy off the bench.
You're one of the main guys off the bench. Being there with somebody you're familiar with and Alex Caruso, I gotta see it. So I don't know. But like I said, it's free agency, and if I'm the Bulls, I'm taking a flyer on anybody that I feel like is gonna help me. So if they asking Coby White for THT straight up, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
I didn't say don't do it. I said it don't fix nothing.
Yeah, I know he's not as much of a defensive liability as Coby is, because Coby is a defensive liability, and that's a fact.
That I'll give you.
And so that gives you, if you're looking for that microwave player off your bench who can also stand in front of somebody and again look as if he belongs on the court, then you're trading a guy that help you shore up that, and that's worth it. If you're not coming out, if you're just trading guys and guys, that slight upside is worth it. And so, not to make this the whole Coby White show, because at the end of the day,
I mean that's the big news that kind of came out yesterday for Coby White. I'm trying to see what his that's playoffs. I'm trying to see what his
now the one thing I will say
defensive metrics are.
I hope that Coby White does something with the opportunity, because here's the funny thing about playing in LA. If that does happen, if Coby White goes to LA and he comes in and he can give you 30 off the bench like he gave us several times, LA will absolutely fall in love with him, and he can revitalize his career in a way that he can't do in Chicago. In that aspect, I wish him the best. And that's the only reason why I would really, like, in rooting for him, I would really want him to have that opportunity, because I mean, who wouldn't want to be able to go to an organization and feel like the crowd is actually on your side and stuff like that? And the lights are no brighter than it is in LA. No matter where you go, the LA lights, even the New York lights, as weird as that sounds, if you can go to those organizations and you do something, you can be a household name even without having massive success. And that would be a great way to jumpstart, his second.
Let's keep it a buck. Jeremy Lin gave you what, 20 games?
Yeah, Linsanity was crazy.
Let
Melo ruined Linsanity.
Linsanity, huh?
Melo ruined Linsanity.
Oh no, that's a fact.
Miami ruined Linsanity.
No, Melo ruined Linsanity.
How do we ruin it?
Melo didn't want. Melo did not want him to get them shots. Melo was like, "Hey, he taking a lot of shots over here. Wait a minute, dog." Melo did not want Jeremy Lin getting them shots. Jeremy Lin had said that multiple times. He was like, he went to like the coaching staff, was like, he's shooting a lot, ain't he?
Hey, he gave you a month though. He gave you a month.
Game plan to shut him down. Miami, when he rolled into Miami, Miami was a team that ended Linsanity. They were after him. I mean, the first play, what's this? Is it Norris Cole? Not Norris Cole. Was it Mario Chalmers? Mario Chalmers gets a steal, dunks on him. First play, they locked him down. First 5 minutes was real bad against Miami.
He had already lost it by then, though. He had already lost. He was back to being a regular dude. Like, it was that 20 games. That 20 games is in like the middle of the season.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a game winner and stuff like that, that just goes to show you. You know what Linsanity showed me? That the difference between good, great, and extraordinary players is a high level of confidence. Because he didn't do nothing that he can't do or couldn't do. He just did it with an extreme level of confidence, and they put the ball in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that happened. He's a good player. He's a good player who just didn't get the shots anymore. Once he started to calm down, New York went away from him for Melo or whatever reason. But he could still do those things. And even he says he felt like he got froze out after a while. So.
Oh, yeah, he definitely did.
Nah, he was definitely working on his game. I think the thing that kind of derailed him, too, was the fact that he got hurt. Because I think, didn't he go to, because he went
to Toronto for a little minute.
He went to Brooklyn. But he got that bread and was starting to hoop a little bit and got hurt.
Went to LA.
Yeah, because that's when he was doing the whole thing and changed
with the ponytail and all that.
Yeah.
He was doing cornrows. Hey, I will say, Linsanity got the best burn I've ever seen on anybody when he went at. Who was that? Was that J.R. Smith he went at?
Kenyon Martin.
It was Kenyon Martin. He said, you still in my culture with that with having cornrows in your hair. He was like, well, take them Chinese letters off your body. Hey, I was like, what you gonna say? Hey, he can change his hair back. Them Chinese letters own you, my boy.
That's all you.
Oh man, hey man, we appreciate y'all first off for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page if you haven't done so already, man. So much happened yesterday, so much continues to happen today. This is pre-recorded, by the way, so if there's news breaking right now, we may just cut in. If something crazy happened with the Bulls, like the video might just stop and it end up getting posted. Don't worry about it. But outside of that, right? Like outside of the Coby White news, do you feel like there's a move that's going to get done that AK makes that you look at and you say, you know what? That's a solid move. Or do you feel like we might, because now, right, every name we've heard, and we keep hearing that the Bulls are a spot where a lot of free agents want to come now. It's just about making the money work, which is a good thing to have an issue with, I guess. But because you can make money work anyway at this point. In the NBA, you can make money work any way you want if you really want somebody.
Hey, bro, the Knicks.
Hey, bro, the Knicks are making that money work, ain't they? But is there a deal that you think gets done today that you're going to look at and you're going to say the Chicago Bulls are a better team right now? The Chicago Bulls won't finish 6th in the Eastern Conference.
I mean, I'm still on the Rudy Gobert train, and I know that that's potentially a long shot, but I'm still very much so on the Rudy Gobert train, and I'm very much on them. Not if not him, Mitchell Robinson. So, those two moves. Obviously, I think Rudy Gobert, depending on what else you give up, along with I know Vucevic will have to be a part of that. Which, sad to say, I will be okay with that. But anything that shores up our interior presence, I think is a win for us. Anything that does that, as long as it's not at the great cost of giving away too many of our stars, which, I mean, it's only 3 of them realistically. And so, anything that helps us in that regard, and anything that helps us in regards to bench scoring, which I think the THT move helps us with bench scoring, stuff like that. But outside of that, the biggest thing the Bulls needed was health. These need to be healthy.
No, that's a fact.
Good team, top team.
That's a fact.
Was the only thing that really stopped us. So we don't even really it's weird that we're having this conversation. We don't even know what we really have.
Yeah, no, 100%.
No, that's
We've never seen. What was sample size we have? 10 games.
Yeah, because Lonzo never came back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who we drafted, how he's talking, how he looks. I mean, the tape I've seen on that kid is amazing. I don't even know how he wasn't a blimp on our radars. He looks good. The energy that he brings. Alex Caruso, I mean, realistically, we saw him get injured, and then we saw him try to force his way back and kind of be, but he was still even a fraction of himself. Like, health. We just needed a good offseason, people getting healthy and coming back and running it back, realistically. Like, if we made no moves at all, I still would say that we're a top 5-6 team in the East. If we had more continuity, we were healthy, I think we could still run it back and make a fighting chance to be a contender. So,
how much does continuity matter now?
It matters a lot. It matters a lot. If you look at the one thing I will say, in terms of, and because I was just thinking about this today, Boston makes the finals. The one change that they made was that they got the right coach in there, so that way he delivered Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown a different message. Because I felt like the problem with, because I was thinking about this with the Bradley Beal and John Wall situation, and then the Toronto situation, even though you could say they ran into Bron.
I don't gotta say it. We saw it.
Well, yeah, no, we saw it.
There was ever a buzz saw.
Bro,
it was LeBron James.
You know how
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think there's ever been a bigger, like, people ran into Jordan, but like the stars were still stars. Like, you ran into Jordan, right? But like Patrick Ewing still played really well. Karl Malone still scored a lot of points. John Stockton passed the ball pretty nicely.
Now that's a fact.
Isaiah Thomas still cooked. Stars ran into Jordan. Hey, Toronto running into Bron.
Bro, it got so bad. Whenever it gets so bad that you just name the city LeBronto, and the fans is just like, yeah.
Yeah, I got that. Yep, I got to hold that one.
Dog, it was legit. I remember, I think it was like when they first got OG Anunoby, like OG Anunoby was like a rookie. I think it was him, dog. And it was like all the fourth quarters was like real close. And they would get to like the last 5 minutes. And then this is when LeBron was like just started doing his turnaround fade. And he would knock it down every time. And that was the only move he was doing. Like, and then it was just like,
Hey,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
Bron,
you can't.
I don't know what it is.
The running fade off the glass for the game, bro.
Maybe it's
like,
the fear of Bron, or it's the like trying to figure out what he's gonna do because he can do so much. But Bron has some of like the weakest basketball moves you've ever seen in your life, and they work every single time. That crossover pisses me off so much.
the crossover with the nah, it's the crossover with the screen that goes into the step back for the three, bro.
Bro, no, this one, not the crossover. The worst hezzy I've ever seen, bro. Just
And then he's spinning the ball in his hand. He's lining it up. He's lining the lines up for the shot. And he goes, "Oh, that look good."
hey, bro, what I tell you, bro?
Come on. Like, oh, hey, hold on. There you go. Pull up. Like,
Bro,
what?
Bro,
Like,
it's one of the worst moves I've ever seen in NBA history. And it works so well, so it makes it one of the best. Like, I need somebody to just do StatMuse. Y'all figure that out, man. StatMuse, figure that out. How often does LeBron make a shot when he looks at the palm of his hand? Somebody figure that out and let me know, bro. It's got to be at like a 75% clip. LeBron is 80% from three when he looks at his palm.
We got to clip that up.
No,
bro. Somebody got to tell me that, bro. I'm telling you, it's
he did that. He did that messing up Golden State. He got a game winner on Golden State doing that.
You said what?
Did LeBron win more playoff games in Toronto than Toronto?
Yeah. That's actually a stat that's out. Well, maybe not now because they won.
Well, they won a chip.
Well, he made them in the ECF 2 times.
Were they the best team?
And both times were not like.
I don't know. I don't know where they were. I don't remember where they were in the standings. So I don't know how many games they played at home. No, they weren't because they were below. They were below Philly because Game 7. I just watched that game too. Or no, was that in Toronto? No, that was in.
No, Toronto with DeMar. They had like the best record in the league like 2 years in a row.
No, I'm talking about the year they won the chip.
Oh, the year they won the chip. They didn't have 1 seed, did they?
No, I don't think they had the 1 seed. I think weren't they in Philly? I was just watching this game today, but for some reason.
Was it the 4 seed?
Weren't they in Philly for the game-winning shot, or were they in Toronto?
No, they was in Toronto for that.
So then they had to be higher than Philly. So they were 3? Because that was the second round. Probably. I always thought that was the ECF too. That's how big that was. Yeah. That ECF was whack. That ECF was terrible.
But nah, going back to my original point though, like the continuity matters just because of the simple fact, like Muggs don't have to, like, after a while, all Boston did was flip the coach. And then he was just like, I need you, you're great. Both of you guys are great. All you got to do is stop playing in the crowd, trust your teammates. We got it. Like, but everybody else, but I also got to give credit to Brad, even though we still don't know how you failed up. He brought those same pieces back and like, okay, they let go of Al Horford. He goes to the Sixers. We need him back.
I think you'll see that more.
We let go of Tice. He goes to the Rockets. We need him back.
I think you'll see.
Make it to the final. And then
I think you'll see that more.
Switch. So I think it matters because they basically, that specific group, correct me if I'm wrong, was added for 3 years. The only 2 additions they made was Al Horford and Marcus Smart.
How long's that?
I'll say this.
And Grant Williams as well.
That group has been added since Kyrie was on that team.
Yeah.
It's 5 years ago.
So the only person that they really added was White. Was Derek White. That was it.
Them not playing Tice was a major mistake. Boston, if you look at game 1, the person who cooked alongside Al Horford and stuff like that, Daniel Tice was there, at least defensively. Big body presence, clogs the lane, can clog the lane, can actually shoot a little bit. He does so much that they didn't give him an opportunity to do. I think that was a really, really poor coaching decision that no one is actually talking about. No way in the world he should not have gotten more tick. No way.
I mean, I don't know. They got to the finals without really giving them tick.
No, that's.
No, they played. They played him a lot in the Nets series. They played him a lot in the Milwaukee series.
I don't think Daniel Tice played more than 15 minutes. I don't think Daniel Tice played more than 15 minutes.
He got major take in the net series.
In the net series, I think he did because they were bigger down low.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole nother rumor. Speaking of the Nets, did y'all see well, let me not have a stroke here. Blake Griffin might be on the Bulls, or they're interested, I should say.
Okay.
But yeah, exactly. But okay. But no,
hey, hold on, listen. Hold on. Did y'all see what Blake Griffin was able to do when he finally got
hitched his wagon to the weirdest players, bro?
Here's all I'm saying is this.
No.
Two things that really work well is when you have vets that could come in. Blake has been the guy on the team. Blake has gone further than most people outside of DeMar on our team. Blake has experience.
I give you that. I would bring Blake in for experience, but he's a
6'8" guy who's athletic, knew how to use his body and stuff like that. There's a lot he can teach our younger 6'7", 6'8" guard forward combo players that we have now that will go a long way. And so that type of experience I value. That's what Memphis doesn't have. Memphis has all the talent in the world. They don't have any vets.
They got rid of
no vets on that
team. They got rid of it. Remember they was dissing Iggy?
Yeah, nah.
Hey, I'm glad we finally got him out of here so that we can get up in here and start doing things the way we want to do them. And we gonna do this, and we got this, and we gonna make this. Bruh,
they need vets. They need people to calm them down.
Don't you got like what 4 rings now?
They need people to tell them what not to do when they off the court. They need vets.
No, yeah, 100%. I think you got to have. I'll say this: it's more well, they got Steven Adams as well.
Steven Adams is not a vet.
What you mean?
Steven Adams is not the type of vet. That's first of all, Steven Adams was younger than we give credit.
But he's still been in the league 10 years.
Hey, we all agree he at least need to be in Game of Thrones Aquaman.
Yeah, he definitely needs to be in Aquaman out of minimum.
Aquaman 3.
Replace Amber Heard with him. Replace Amber Heard with him. Just write him in there. Like I need an Aquaman Spider-Man scene.
Let him be Aquaman's bodyguard. I don't know, but he needs a role, all right?
But no, like Steven Adams has been in the NBA like 10 years, my boy.
Yeah, no, he's 28. I have to look it up. He's 28, but I absolutely thought he was 33.
Oh no, I thought it was 37. No, but what I'm saying is he's a vet, and I think,
but he has been well traveled as well, though.
He's been
well traveled.
He's a lot of the same things you just said about Blake Griffin as Steven Adams. He's been to a Western Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken.
He was on the Pelicans when they was butt.
He was on the Pelicans when they were butt. He was also on the Pelicans when they were good though too. Yep. When they had he wasn't. He got moved before that. But he was. Be honest. He was also on the
type of that you know would get through to that group. Let's be clear. Let's be real honest.
Time out. That Alex Caruso thing don't happen if Steven Adams is there though. The Alex Caruso thing don't happen if Steven Adams is there.
Yes, it do. Steven Adams. Who's Steven Adams run up on?
He picked up another grown man. I'm not trying to have nothing y'all talking about.
He picked up another grown man because that grown man was trying to grab one of his teammates, not because he initiated the fight.
He's not.
I'm Steven Adams ain't an enforcer.
I'm not sitting there saying that he a punk, but he definitely.
He ain't a punk. Listen, I think he's legitimately like the strongest man in the NBA.
Hey, bro, he picks up trees for a living.
I think they did like a strength test thing or something like that, and legitimately like he's the strongest man in the NBA or something, or he was at one point. But he ain't going to fight nobody. Like I don't want him to. Like he's a nice guy. I like him. But I don't think right. I think we look at some guys that have been more outspoken, have been the star in those situations, right? And we say, oh, that's the leader on the team. Where there's a lot of times where you could find a guy like Steven Adams is just like, no, I just know what I know. I know how to do it. I can show you this, and you'll know how to do it. Like he cracked me up. Steven Adams, what he said, that mug was like, they said, what's your approach to rebounding? He's like, I don't know, mate. I'm not Dennis Rodman.
He was like, when it's
I'm
on the
big.
glass,
I go up and I grab the ball. Like, What you want from me? Like, because Dennis do break it down into science. Dennis be like, well, you can tell the rotation off their fingertips. If it's rolling right, I know the ball's gonna go right. If it's rolling left, I know the ball's gonna go left. And I started looking at basketballs after that, and I was like, you kind of can tell that, but you got to have really good vision to see a jump shot go up and figure out which way the ball's rotate.
You gotta. That's talk about being a
which
star
is crazy considering all the stuff he was into.
A star in his role, because I never looked at it that way. Never. I thought it was just an anticipation thing once it actually hit the thing.
I started looking at it that way, but I had to start wearing my glasses on the court. When I heard him say that, because I used to just play blind, and then I was better at rebounding, defense, stuff like that. So I was like, man, if you're gonna stay in this court, you better risk breaking your glasses so that you can see. Man, you can't grab rebounds with astigmatism.
I've never heard somebody break down rebounding like he has,
bro. It is weird. It is weird, bro.
He made something that seemed very trivial, just size and effort, seem like a complete science, to the point where it's like, I don't have to be bigger than you. I just got to know where the ball is
But
going.
You know what? That's why I've always said about Dennis Rodman, and yes, we have gotten off topic. We'll get back on topic in a sec, but I'm going to make this point. That's why I've always said about Dennis Rodman that Dennis Rodman is not a hustle player. People always call Dennis Rodman a hustle player. They say he hustles. I was like, no, he don't. Dennis Rodman knows what he's doing. A hustle player is somebody that doesn't have the ability to do it, so they have to work 3 times as hard to play at a better level than you. Joakim Noah was a good player, but adding the hustle into Joakim made him a defensive player of the year. Dennis Rodman knew what he was doing. Dennis Rodman knew how to guard Shaq. Dennis Rodman knew how to guard David Robinson. Dennis Rodman knew, okay, I got to be in this position at this spot to out-rebound one of the best rebounders in the NBA. So, like, I always be like, no, Dennis Rodman is the same as a Scottie Pippen that's got to know defensive sets. He's the same as a Michael Jordan that's got to know when to attack. Not in that same realm, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when people talk about
weird about Dennis, no defensive player of the year.
I'm not that surprised by that.
Them rebounding stats crazy.
No, he has 2. He has 2 defensive player of the year.
I was gonna say I definitely thought he did, but like I wouldn't have been surprised. Well, the only reason I was gonna say I'm not surprised by that is because I know he played at the same time as Jordan, and Jordan won a lot of them. like any 90s stat where somebody's like, you know what surprised me? He didn't have that. And I'd be like, it's because Michael got it.
Yep. Whatever you didn't get, Michael got.
Legit, bro. Like, you know what surprised me about that? No MVPs for him. Michael got him. And Chuck stole one.
I always wanted to know why his career ended the way it did.
Whose? Dennis's?
Dennis. Because Dennis last season, even with, he only played 12 games. Did he get hurt or something? Because he was averaging 14 rebounds a game.
I think Dennis just stopped. Dennis just got done.
He kind of told you in the doc, like he was kind of done. Like,
yeah, he was just done. Like, he literally just could still play basketball.
Yeah.
Like Shaq talked about Dennis as a player who he said Dennis would come in eating ramen noodles and hot Cheeto. He wouldn't shoot around. He wouldn't practice at that point. This is the end of, because they brought him back on it was on the whatchamacallit team.
He was on the Lakers.
No, it was on the Lakers, but it was the team with Malone.
Oh,
they brought him back, I think, on that same team. And like everybody else is shooting around, practicing. Shaq was like, he didn't do nothing. But nobody cared. Because you knew he was going to give you 17 rebounds that night for no reason.
Yo, watching the doc and hearing Mike and Pip explain that, like, he just, I'm finna go out all night. I'm probably finna hit this wrestling show real quick to wrestle with NWO. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna run these sprints.
Fam, that's in the finals. You know that, right?
Bro, yes, that's why, bro. I tweeted like, he's the only person.
He wrestled Karl Malone in the NBA finals that they were playing Utah.
Well, that goes to show you that Karl Malone was a beast too.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, but it was just like, bro, like Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone were at WWE during the NBA Finals wrestling a full match, bro. It's like a 30-minute match.
It's cause it's I think it's Karl Malone.
Team, man.
Yeah, it's Karl Malone
and Hulk Hogan.
And Karl Malone and Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman and
Kevin Nash?
Hangman Page.
Hangman Page. Hey, bro, I've watched it. And I'll be like,
he had to hit him with the diamond cutter. That's why I'm at. And they got a whole, I think, like 30 for 30 on that one.
They do, bro. I remember watching and being like, as I got older, bro,
to
like
me, I've always said that LeBron was the second coming of Karl Malone. LeBron is what Karl Malone looks like with 4 rings.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The longevity is there. The physicality is there.
Better handle.
I mean, Karl Malone averaged less than 20 points 2 times in his career. The last season and the first.
And his first season.
Outside of that, he was busting your tail for 22 and 10 or more for 16 plus years on your head, and he played every game.
Yeah,
wow.
That man played.
We know why. We know why Karl Malone ain't talked about more though.
We know why.
Yeah,
that's a sad thing because no one wants to sit there and make that comparison because of all the allegations that come with him. But you can't sit there and erase somebody who was giving you 22 and 10, and I think 22, 10 and 5 or more for as long as he did, and was as immovable as he was.
Yeah,
you can't do that. But they don't like to make that. That's why I don't like a lot of talking heads, because they don't give you the real. People want to compare him to Sean freaking Kemp before Karl Malone. What?
Well, they more so compare him to Jordan than anybody.
You can't compare a forward to a freaking shooting guard. That's about the dumbest thing you can do.
What you mad at us for? Like we wrote ESPN.
They occupy the same space.
Hostile
they
right
don't do
now.
the same stuff. You're either gonna put him in a point forward thing with Magic Johnson. You're gonna put him in as a forward with Karl Malone. He is not a freaking 2 guard. That don't mean he can't score. That don't mean he ain't great. But stop comparing him to a freaking 2 guard.
I'll say this: the younger,
like Mike Ethers.
The younger comparisons make less sense because he didn't used to shoot.
Who Brian?
When he was younger, it made less sense. Now I feel like you can compare him a little bit because he shoots more. Last like 10 years, he's been more of a shooter. But like when they were comparing him as a young player, and even like
was
his first 3.
You said what?
Young Bron was letting that thing fly. His shooting percentage was lower because of it too.
Yeah, but that was the problem. He wasn't a great shooter though. That's the thing.
He wasn't great.
LeBron worked himself into a good shooter. And I think like later in his career, you could say it more. But a lot of LeBron points came from like, I'm going to put this thing on your head because I'm young and you're not going to get in front of me.
Man, I'm 6'8", 250.
Bro, and it was legitimately like, cause I went back the other day and then I seen the I seen the game where he dropped the 48 with the 29 or the 30 consecutive on the Pistons.
Yeah.
Everything was legitimately towards the basket. Everything else, like he hit when he got hot, was like legitimately over 3
Bro,
people.
But
it got to the point it was just like
it was nothing you could do to stop him. There was absolutely nothing on God's green earth that you could have thought you were gonna do to stop LeBron James.
Like he was cooking Tayshaun Prince, but
he was cooking Tayshaun Prince. Oh my God, he was cooking Tayshaun Prince. Tayshaun got like 1 steal, I think, and then like the next 3 plays down, I think Brian yammed it every time. I just like that.
just like that man's head. The whole time,
legitimately, that's all it was. Marv Albert,
who has revisionist history. I love all the Detroit Piston players, and I love KG. And I love KG and Rashad. Was it Rasheed Wallace?
Rasheed Wallace.
I love their revisionist history because for some odd reason they make it seem as if LeBron was like a little timid. I don't remember that LeBron. I remember young LeBron putting a 25 to 30 on everybody's head and everybody getting out the way when he jumped. That's the LeBron I remember. I remember LeBron coming in like this, knee up, and everybody clearing the lane. Where they get this punk stuff from? Like, it's okay.
I think that was more so because he was afraid to go to the line back then. I think that was the only knock on him.
Kobe, because they didn't want to piss him off and he dropped 40 and win a game. People were afraid of LeBron because they didn't want to get ran over. You didn't fear LeBron winning the game. You feared him physically running you over. Anyone
I will say
that wasn't the case.
That was our metric for if you was a tough player or a gritty player. Like I remember like Kirk Heinrich would just slide in and take charges on Brian every time. And we used to just be looking at him like,
you's a wild boy.
Bro, like,
I ain't finna sit there.
What you doing? Hey, listen, Kirk, we like you. Like, we don't think.
Hey, I remember that happening because I remember I was watching a game. The Kings was playing the Heat, and Ben McLemore had just got in. He thought he was real slick. I'm finna take this charge. That man put that knee right into his chest, and Brian got that call,
bro.
And then he just looked at him out there.
He was hurt. I remember that.
It was done. Like, hey, bro, you really thought you had that, didn't you?
I remember that. He was hurt.
I remember when Giannis jumped over the dude, and we had a shirts for it, but we forget that LeBron did it first.
Oh no, he put his foot on the back of John Lucas' neck
and yammed on him.
He
put his foot on the back of John Lucas' neck.
Fans, we tried to hype up the fact that John Lucas did cross that man though. The next play down, John Lucas crossed him and hit a fadeaway J on him. But it ain't more disrespectful. And we was like, that's more disrespectful because John Lucas is my height. He's short. That's why that's disrespectful. Nah, bro, he jumped over a human being, bro. Nah. Hey, listen. You jumping over people.
Let me know that I can't hang with LeBron James when I was like 18 and I thought I could hoop. I can't hang with LeBron James jumping over another human being my size. He jumped over him so clean, it was almost as if he wasn't there.
Hey, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. Hey, you can take him out the clip. The same dunk happens.
Regardless, right? But getting back to some NBA trade things, because I know we ran down this LeBron thing because we're talking about the Lakers and stuff like that, and we're happy to hear that the Bulls are trying to make some moves. But again, I still personally feel like the Bulls just need help and maybe some key pieces, some small pieces. I don't think we need a big trade. But I do think that, hey, a little more consistency on the defensive end, a little more consistency on our bench scoring helps a lot. But regardless, we're a playoff team. We're going to remain a playoff team as long as Zach LaVine is actually signing his deal, because I don't believe nothing until it's signed. DeMar DeRozan is here. Vooch is here. As long as we get those three right there, we have a great chance of still being a playoff team and being competitive, which is saying a lot because we ain't been competitive in a long time. So
no, yeah, 100%. And I think the thing is the initial question was, does continuity still matter, is because of how the moves get done around the NBA right now, right? Like, it's not, we don't see small moves anymore around the NBA. And so for me, right, like, the biggest question is, does it matter more if the Bulls get something small in here or if they make a major move? Like, I mean, I think Rudy Gobert is out of the picture at this point, but John Collins would be a pretty major move. That's probably the only major move really left on the table. Well, I guess if they found a way to get DeAndre Ayton, that would be a major move, but I don't think that's happening either, right? Like, I don't know, bro. He might just go to Portland, bro. At this point, I just want to see you in Portland. But I mean, like,
I also will be in on the Cam Reddish sweepstakes if we're gonna sit there and go field some calls to some people.
Now, I would trade Kobe for Cam straight up and feel like that's a good move.
Well, yeah,
I would rather have that.
I will say this: we have been through them numbers multiple times.
I would rather have that than THT.
It's not the numbers. Anybody. Oh
no, he's 6'7".
Anybody in the league right now, anybody who likes to hate on Cam Reddish, there's some young stars in the league right now who absolutely still fear Cam Reddish. They've told you from their days when they were young hooping, Cam was that dude, was that dog. So out of all those young players, and there was a good room full of them, that clip is still, it's a Ball is Life clip. That clip is still out there. Most of them have more opportunity than he's had. coming into the league.
Yeah,
that man just needs a
Cam had a lot of opportunity. Cam had a lot of opportunity in Atlanta. He was just kind of
up and down. He fighting for spots. Atlanta had more Atlanta looked like the Knicks right now. They had a whole bunch of forwards.
That's a fact.
Like, okay, what do we do with all these guys? Then they got Trey, and it was like, okay, well, we can't remove Trey. So it's like, they didn't want to build. You can only build around one young star at a time.
Yeah, I think he just got the bad rap because I just remember in college, you playing next to Zion and RJ Barrett, he was that third dude, but nobody that was like, okay, like he's okay. But we knew he was cold. He just never got the opportunity.
Bro, Muggs blow my mind with Cam Reddish was definitely.
He's better than RJ.
Cam Reddish is better.
Oh no! I think
RJ is a better defender. I can't say like RJ wasn't doing nothing in college. RJ could score, and RJ was a heck of a defender, and RJ still is a heck of a defender. But Cam Reddish to me, and here's the thing, right?
Miami?
Huh?
Jalen Brunson is expected to meet with Miami?
Yeah, he's supposed to be meeting with Miami as well. Yep. Oh, you didn't even know. Didn't even know.
Wow.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Jalen Brunson. I wanna talk with y'all about this, right? Because I did some research last night. Me and Hayes did some research last night. Not to say by any means or any stretch of the imagination that Jalen Brunson is a bad player, but there's definitely improvement when he stands next to what we can arguably say is a top 5 player in the NBA. And there's a big difference when he's not next to that player. So, but we'll get into that.
Hold on. The entire Dallas roster looks different. And on top of that, it's kind of, I'm not saying you all are being disingenuous, but I would caution anyone who takes that one singular metric and not look at Spencer Dinwiddie's numbers. Everyone as a team, he fits more of the point, and everyone else's numbers go up when Luka is not on.
Spencer Dinwiddie wasn't even on the team.
Spencer Dinwiddie was on that team.
Spencer Dinwiddie was on the team in the. I'm not just talking about the Eastern Conference or the Western. What was that? The semis before?
They traded for him.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about his time on the court this season without Luka before Spencer Dinwiddie even got there. Spencer Dinwiddie got there at the trade deadline.
Kid, where you see that at?
I saw that earlier today too.
Chris Haynes.
I think, yeah. I saw that, and you know that's y'all guy. Hey, look, Steph just put the phone back in his pocket. Chris Haynes is the Miami guy. But
why is that a bad thing? Don't you want
Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson fits with y'all better than he fits with the New York Knicks.
I was gonna say that, like, my only cause to part because the thing
Mark Cuban's also trying to pull a DeAndre Jordan on this one though.
Yeah, we were trying.
He's flying to Jalen Brunson's house with like 14 other people so that they can like make sure he signs his deal.
Man,
Mark Cuban be holding Muggs hostage.
Okay.
Mark Cuban. Now I respect it. Mark Cuban wants you to tell him to his face, I don't want to be there.
I respect that a lot.
I respect it. Don't you go through agents. Don't go through none of that. You tell me to my face.
That's kind of tough too.
Hey, Mark Cuban a mobster. Nobody talks about it though.
That's tough.
Mark Cuban is a mobster.
Luka, I like the way you move, Mark.
I like the way you move.
Stand right there.
I'm not mad at it. I rock with it. No, well, we can get into it. I mean, we talking about the free agency as a whole anyway. I'm sure we'll get back into Bull stuff. But for me, right, I look at Jalen Brunson as an interesting piece in free agency. I look at a lot of interesting pieces in free agency. Oh, no, there was a reason I want to finish that. So let me finish. I'm doing a horrible job navigating this show. The continuity I was talking about is we see teams make these big moves. And I guess kind of it does go into Jalen Brunson as well. We see teams make these big moves on players that are ascending, coming up. We saw the move today for Dejounte Murray and Trae Young. Do we think that Atlanta team is going to be together long enough for that to work? Based on the NBA today, I have questions on it because I don't think that's something that's going to work right away based on how that team's going to look defensively. Because, I mean, even if they keep John Collins, Your best defender on that team
DeAndre
is
Hunter.
Oh, that's one.
DeAndre Hunter and Dejounte Murray together.
The one thing about
the whole
Atlanta,
thing. Oh no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was going to say the one thing about Atlanta is the simple fact that they didn't have consistent play at key positions. If you look at it, Bogey was injured most of last season. He was very up and down, and he was a key offensive piece for him, and even defensive piece. You know, you're not looking. He wasn't a world breaker when it comes to his defense, but he definitely was a guy that could stay in front of somebody, and he was definitely someone he depended on to make shots. But he was very. I mean, his health has always kind of been an issue for some odd reason. It's always been one thing after the other. So them making moves for these, to get DJ. I call him DJ, Dejounte Murray. I thought was great because it gives that second option that's going to be a little more consistent. They haven't given up on Bogey, and they are a relatively long team outside of Trey. Everyone there is 6'7".
Yeah.
Well, no, Murray's 6'5",
Murray,
but you also got to think about who's actually going to be. That's the reason I asked the question, right? This team was in the ECF 2 years ago.
Right.
Murray's there now. Collins is about to be gone.
But you can
Capella's probably out of there as well.
For him.
You can get something.
You can get something for Collins. This is my thing.
But this is the reason I asked this, right? This team was in the ECF 2 years ago.
Right.
That team's gone.
Oh, Danilo.
That's why I ask, how much does the continuity matter to these teams around the NBA? And I will say this, right? A lot of the teams that consistently win around the NBA have continuity. But I think it's going to be tough for that team to have continued continuity when you're going to have a backcourt. I don't even know who's going to play the two. Is Trey the two now?
Trey the two.
Trey's the two?
Yeah.
That's a cook job on the defensive end.
What?
Because Trey's a better spot up shooter, I guess. I don't know. It's positionless, right? Either one can be the two. Either one can be the one.
I was gonna say
two. Steph is the one.
Listen, I don't think it changes what's gonna happen on a defensive end for a backcourt of that size anyway, right? Like DeJounte Murray's nice, but when you've got to cover Trae Young's inabilities on defense, that makes it harder on you. At the same time, Hunter's a nice defender. He's probably league average on PER. He's not a world beater defender. John Collins wasn't a world beater defender. John Collins is getting out of there, and they might be losing Clint Capella.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
So I think you're building this team. I love the name. I love DeJounte Murray. I love Trae Young. But
I bet they wish they had Cam Reddish now.
That team was in the ECF 2 years ago, and it's a new team. I don't think that team stays together for 3 years. The team that's coming right now, I don't think it stays together for 3 years.
Nah, and I think the difficulty to me with that team is okay, the backcourt is nice. My thing is, how quickly is Trae Young gonna learn how to play off ball? Because the whole thing that they kept saying all season was, oh well, they need another ball handler to take the pressure off Trey. They need another ball handler to take the pressure off Trey. Now there's a learning curve within that time span that you're talking about.
Which means they probably want Trey to play the two if we get 100%.
Yeah, so it's is Capella going to be there? We know John Collins is Capella going to be there. We know John Collins is going to be gone, but for what type of package? Is the picks, the players? You just traded three first round picks for DeJounte Murray. That tells me you don't care about the picks, which is fine. That's fine. You got Trae Young.
You care for the picks.
Yeah, you got Trae Young. You've got a young aspiring superstar. I think you've got two young. Really, I think DeJounte Murray ends up being a star player. I don't think he gets to a superstar. I think Trae Young could reach a superstar level player.
I think he's already there.
I got different metrics.
Cam Johnson.
I got different metrics than everybody else for superstar for me.
Cam Johnson.
You gotta think about it like
DeAndre.
this. Think about it like this sincerely.
Cam Johnson, I like.
Trae Young was the first of that core to get to an ECF when they weren't supposed to get there. He led them in most key statistical categories. So assists.
When was he drafted?
Same time as Luka. That's what 2018.
Yeah.
He beat Luka there.
No, 100%, and he was the focal point of that team. The only thing, my definition for now for superstar is different, right? You got to win. To me, you got to win.
And
because it's the thing.
Twice, right? No, he's only
been once. But for me, right, like you can get to the ECF in today's NBA, and you're not a superstar. Like Jimmy Butler's not a superstar. Jimmy Butler has had superstar moments. He's reached superstar level. I think he's been a top 10 player in the NBA at points in his career, but he's not a superstar.
I don't know why I would consider Jimmy Butler a superstar.
He's not.
The thing for me, right, it's about the thing for me is it's about winning now because I can match it. Like when superstars didn't have to win, like Charles Barkley was a superstar. He didn't have to win. The list of people that were averaging 25 plus points a game was very short.
Well, he also had his own. He had an MVP. He was a rebounder.
Well, and that counts as to me. To
other stuff.
No, to me, right. That counts as winning for me, right? Like if you've got some trophies, some jewelry, some stuff that you can put on your shelf that even outside of winning a championship, right? Like I'll start to look and say, okay, you got some in today's NBA. Like if Jason Tatum won an MVP, you're a superstar.
Jimmy gets disrespected. Jimmy should be in heavily in a rotation.
Jimmy gets heavily disrespected.
Year. He should be heavily in a rotation of.
I don't know why he's not in the rotation for DPOY more. I don't think I've ever heard his name in a DPOY.
He's a lockdown defender, and he never gets the nod. And then on top of that, he's one of the clutchest players in the last decade.
That's a fact. I will say that's a fact. I was rewatching that Toronto game today. Everybody remembers Kawhi's shot. Nobody remembers Jimmy Butler driving into Kawhi's chest to make that layup in Philly.
Damn, he scored like 7 straight points.
Bro, Jimmy is a dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Jimmy gets disrespected way too much. So for me, I've always felt like our platform was to sit there and not just, follow the wave of what mainstream media is, but to spotlight those who are mad, widely disrespected. I'm happy Drew Holiday is getting the respect that he does. I'm happy, he has a ring. But to me, Jimmy is next. Jimmy is next up it should be next up on a lot of people's list of people who, like, if you want to say deserve a ring or deserve the accolades, Jimmy freaking Butler. I
hope he gets one. Oh yeah, I think everybody on this channel hopes Jimmy gets one. There's not one person in Chicago that looks at Jimmy Butler and goes, "Nah, I hope he loses."
If Miami want to dump Jimmy, we need to be on the horn.
This
version of Jimmy, I'll take.
I think the thing for me with being a superstar, right, is like you've got to have something now other than numbers to say that, because De'Aaron Fox got numbers.
Bro, why? Real quick, and I know, dog.
De'Aaron Fox got numbers. There's a lot of dudes in the NBA. Every team in the NBA, maybe minus OKC, I guess.
You know who else got numbers?
Why is he not being talked about in trade discussion?
Because they're not trading.
Because they're not trading them.
Because they really finna.
Why?
No, this is the thing. This is the thing. Our personal hate for Sacramento, and y'all know I hate Sacramento. Y'all wasted my man's career. Forget all of y'all. We can't trade DeMarcus Cousins. He's gonna be wasted. He was the best center in the NBA.
That's a fact.
He was the best center in the NBA. He cooked every other. Anthony Davis looked dumb versus DeMarcus Cousins.
That's a fact.
That might be a stretch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have stretched that a little
Anthony
bit.
Davis looked small.
You didn't.
He was the best center, and you wasted him, Sacramento. You're a garbage organization. I hope Vlade Divac runs into Luka's dad and he knocks him out. I don't know. They got some personal beef. You didn't draft Luka Doncic because you got beef with Vlade's dad or with Luka's dad back in the old country.
De'Aaron Fox is one of those players who I absolutely believe, just like Steph was just about to say, he can go. He's probably just
the fastest player in the league.
De'Aaron Fox is John Wall.
Levels. But you know what the funny thing is? Colin Sexton.
Where does he go?
In any conversations right now, and he's a 25-5-5 player.
I forgot about that.
Where does he go? He's coming off an injury.
I'm not mad about that. He got to build himself back up. So I'm not mad at that.
Build himself back up. His injury is not life threatening. It wasn't career changing.
No, it's just ACL.
I still got to see what you look like off the ACL, though. I'm not saying that it was career threatening, but
he wasn't jumping out the gym. He was, I'm gonna cross you when I'm gonna give you this 30 from beyond this line.
Colin Sexton was jumping on mugs too. Colin Sexton got some booms out here. Colin Sexton will meet you at the rim a little bit.
Colin Sexton is gonna be a 2-guard on somebody's roster that we need to watch out for. He changes a landscape.
But you know what? I think the thing is with that, right? Like coming off of ACL. Who's gonna gamble? That's the new NBA for you. Like especially with everything in free agency, and all these trades that have come up right here, right? There's not a low enough talent.
New York, I will.
Well, you're a garbage organization.
New York needs to do it right now.
Hey, when you're a garbage organization, you have no choice. Hey, look, they're going to pay, and this is why I said they're going to pay Jalen Brunson. They're going to offer Jalen Brunson. I don't know if he's going to go there, which Jalen, don't do it. I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't do it. They're going to offer him $100 million without Lucas standing next to him. When Jalen Brunson was
his pops is coaching on the team, so that's a plus.
Hold on, I want you to finish that thought.
No.
You said without
Lucas standing next to him, and I'm gonna just ask y'all this: he's 25-5.
Without Lucas standing next.
Without Luka next to him, he's 25-5. Is that $100 million player?
Yes, it is.
25-5, yeah.
Wall need to go in
now,
and let go.
I mean, and
25-5 is $100 million for you.
Anything
25-5.
The cap is about to go up.
Cap is going up.
The cap is going up again next year.
It's not what it used to be. $100 million over 4 is $25 million a year.
Tyler's getting 112. Do y'all
realize that the marquee players are making
Tyler don't want to pay Tyler that money. Y'all don't want to pay Tyler that money.
So like we got to stop holding on to this. It's $100 million. It's not $100 million in 1 year. It's spread out over the terms, which are normally 4 to 5 years, which means it's $25 million a year. Yes, a lot of money to us, but if you adjust for inflation, it is very similar to paying him like 85 years ago or something like that. It's a good deal, and that's what you have to pay for people who have the potential to be premier talents. 25-5 in the best league in the world is a stud. That is not nothing to shirk at. There's nothing to twist your nose at, and that's what it costs to play ball.
Oh, I didn't say he was a bad player. I just like the Knicks are offering him that contract, and you know that they're going to up the bag on it as well when he gets there. Like that's the contract to get him in the door. They're going to repay him again after year one, basically.
That'll be dumb.
That's probably, but
to get that type of talent,
they're going to win 25.
But the thing is, is Jalen Brunson the type of talent that wins on his own?
No.
What else is there?
No point guard realistically wins on their own.
So what else is there?
What for the Knicks?
For the Knicks,
nothing, bro. Nothing. We've been down this.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing is there.
Let's be clear about something too.
They're bribing him by saying your dad is going to coach on the team.
They bribing him.
Let's be honest about something
like that's legitimately what the bribe is. Like he would be stupid to go there. He would be absolutely stupid to go there.
On their own anymore. It hasn't happened in 10 freaking years.
But it
hasn't even happened then. Nobody wins. But
that's my point, kid. Like I don't want him to win on his own. My point is you're paying him that money and there's nothing there and nobody wants to go there.
You're going to have to pay him 25 because he's that level of guard. You're going to have to pay somebody else 25 to get them there, 25 or more to get them there, because that's what it takes to win in this league. You want to know how we know? Let's use our favorite team, for example. We're going to have to pay Zach nearly $40 million a year.
36.
Plus.
36. It finished at 40. Yeah.
36, whatever. Nearly $40 million a year.
Yeah.
We already paid DeMar 27, and we already paid Vooch 24.
No,
that's what it costs to play ball.
I agree with you, right? But my thing is, you're going to give Jalen Brunson the $100 million or $25 million a year, however you want to break it down, when you don't have the player that is going to take you to that next level yet. Like, So it's Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle.
Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and RJ.
And Julius don't want to be there.
Oh no, he was done with them, which is why I'm baffled as to why.
So really, you're talking about Jalen Brunson, right? That's my point, right? Like you're about to pay Jalen Brunson when there's a ton more needs that you need to be better for Jalen Brunson to be effective, and you're gonna mess up this kid's career. Listen, pay him the bag, go get your bag, but you're gonna mess up his career because his numbers are gonna go from 25-5 to 15 whatever because there's nobody else on the team that's gonna be able to help him.
Well, he was 25-5 without Luka on the floor.
Without Luka on the floor.
Without Luka on the floor, meaning that the focal point was he's the person scoring, he's the person with the ball in his hand, and he still got it done. So I'm not expecting his numbers to go down. I'm expecting his numbers to stay about the same.
But kid,
I'm gonna say that team harder 20 points.
But kid,
it's gonna be
that Dallas team without Luka is still better than the Knicks.
They were going to beat the Jazz. They were going to beat the Jazz without Luka.
It's still leaps and bounds better than the Knicks.
I agree with that. And so what I'm saying is I'm expecting his numbers to stay about the same or go up. I'm not expecting them to go
That's
down.
That's cap.
I'm expecting them to stay about the same or go up. Because listen, as much as RJ may not be Spencer Dinwiddie, I'm not going to leave him open. As much as Julius Randle doesn't want to be there.
Wait, you wouldn't leave RJ Barrett open?
I wouldn't leave RJ Barrett open.
What's RJ Barrett shooting for three now?
He's improved.
RJ Barrett didn't had a couple of nice 3-point shooting games, but ain't he still like 33% or something like that?
I mean, he's not. Listen, he's improved. He's not. I mean, listen, I'm not jumping out the gym to sign him because of his shooting, but I'm not gonna leave him open. I'm gonna sit there and leave Julius Randle open, disgruntled or not. Julius Randle is gonna, if he's on that roster, he's gonna suit up and play. He doesn't have the pool to sit there and say, I'm gonna sit out.
Oh, I didn't say he's gonna sit out. I just said, what is he shooting?
I'm just saying, like, he don't want to be there. Normally, that means a player is gonna.
Man,
sit
that
out
don't make
stuff like that.
That don't make no sense. This is RJ Barrett from 3 in his career. 32%, 2019, 2020, which coming into the league, I knew that was what it was going to be. 40%, 2021, in 72 games, taking 5 3-pointers a game. Last season, 40 from 3. Last season, 34%. What happened?
Utilization.
He got in the gym?
No, he was shooting more threes. He went from shooting 5 threes a game to 6 threes a game.
Well, he
shot 40%. I'm as surprised as y'all are.
He worked on his form.
32. His form was terrible in college. His form was awful.
Bro,
his form was awful. Yeah,
his form was just as bad as Lonzo's.
Lonzo's is worse. Lonzo's is worse because Lonzo shot. It went from his chest to like, what was it? What Lonzo's from his chest to behind to like here? No, it was like here. It would start here, but then it would be here. It was a 3-step motion for his shot.
This.
Yeah, it was like here.
It was like this, and then he would just.
That don't even feel right, bro.
It's like he used to shoot like he had T-Rex arms.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. And he did the jump forward real hard. He would jump forward real hard. But no, RJ Barrett, I'm as surprised as y'all are. He went from 3.5 attempts a game. He made 32%. Next season, 4.3 attempts a game. He made 40%. Last season, 5.8 attempts a game. He made 34%. So he took 2 more threes and made the same amount.
I feel between the Knicks and Miami.
They're not going to pick up. OKC's not going to pick up Lou Dort's team option.
Hey,
did that just come out? I'll take that.
Go get him. That's a clamp.
I'll take Lou Dort, clamp, and he can shoot a little bit. That's
shout out to AD. AD playing the background for us.
Hey, shout out to AD, man. That's 3-and-D. That's a good move there.
That's a clamp, right?
That's a good move there.
Yeah, they're declining his option.
Now,
makes him a restricted free agent.
Now that's the thing, right? It makes him a restricted free agent. This could be a thing with Zach LaVine, right? Where when the Bulls didn't pick up Zach's option and it made him a restricted free agent. It was basically, we don't feel like you're worth this right now. We feel like you can be worth this. Go out and see if you're worth this. If you're worth this, we'll pay you this.
The one thing I wanted to mention here that no one's talking about is Denver's trading for Monte Morris and Will Barton to Washington for Kentavious Caldwell Pope and Ish Smith. talk about doing your star dirty. Will
Hey,
Barton.
Hey,
Will Barton is a bucket.
Hey,
Will Barton.
hey, they don't call that man Will the Thrill for no reason, man.
hey, listen. You
And
traded
you traded him for KCP.
for KCP, who literally couldn't hit a shot last season. And
I like Ish Smith though, but I don't think Ish Smith does anything for Denver.
I do like Ish Smith. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Ish Smith because nobody believed in Ish Smith, and Ish Smith turned himself into a heck of a player.
He go back up.
Ish Smith is a really nice backup, actually. But I mean, I guess the thought process there is that Jamal Murray should be back at this point. Like Jamal Murray and James Wiseman going to the same people out here.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Porter Jr. should be back, right? Like that's got to be like at no point do you feel like your team was running anything with the team they had on the floor last year.
Oh, they wasn't running on. Hey, Nicola, take this ball.
Hey, bro,
Do something.
you want to talk about impressive? How did Jokic average 10 assists on that team?
Damn. I was trying to tell. Yo, okay, but like,
And you still got Aaron Gordon down there as your fourth option, which ain't bad.
That's all.
If he's actually your fourth option. Aaron Gordon is your second option. Aaron Gordon is your second option. That's bad.
Team. They have a good team when healthy, and that's why I'm so anxious for this season coming up. Like I looked at this season halfway through, and I was like, the Bulls aren't healthy, Denver ain't healthy, Clippers aren't healthy.
Yeah.
It was so many people who weren't healthy, and I was just like, man, next year is about to be so crazy.
Bro, I thought Ringo just fell asleep.
No.
I'm so geeked for what the Clippers are going to look like. This is before the John Wall signing. Now I'm like, man, the Clippers.
So
they look good.
Nah,
even Dre Miles say that's a threat.
Hey, I gotta see it.
Coaches in the league.
I don't want to discredit it, but I gotta see it. Like you got to think about it. The real John Wall, the last time we saw him was 6 years ago.
Fam, this is my thing, right? He's been out.
Start lineups.
I get you, but I still gotta see it.
He's been out.
Unless you're gonna bring John Wall off the bench, but it doesn't seem like John Wall is coming off of the bench. Here's the
thing, I would do it. I would run him off the bench, and guess what? You have a lineup where, and this is what no one's really considering. You don't have to run your stars hard. I don't have to run Kawhi 40 minutes a game. I don't have to run PG 40 minutes a game because my second unit and my first unit are comprised of people who can get it done regardless. And so with good management, this is more of a coaching issue. How is Lou going to absolutely handle
He got
that?
it. He got it.
It always was,
He can
though.
manage
He got
the
it.
coaching aspect of it, and health is not a problem. That's a big if for this team. I get that.
Huge
But if
if.
health is not a problem, and he can manage the coaching thing right, they're going to be in the Western Conference Finals.
Are they leading free agency right now?
No.
Are they leading? Well, I can't say free agency because free agency hasn't technically started, so I can't say free agency. Are they leading the offseason right now?
No, that's
where
Detroit.
Goes.
That's Detroit.
If Aiden goes to the Nets, I think the Nets they've retained Kyrie. They got KD. Ben Simmons is on a PR tour.
They can't.
I don't know who his people are, but he has people, singing his praises left and right.
They can't get Aiden though. They can't pay Aiden 32. They stars already make 110. They only got 20 mil to work with for the rest of the team.
They don't make 110. Kyrie only makes 36.
Nah, he literally just looked 48. It up. You looked it up the other day.
No, Kyrie makes 36.
Yeah, I was gonna say
KD makes 46, I believe.
The total payroll
and
is
Ben
like
Simmons makes 36
or something like that. Just off of those three.
Could they do that?
I don't think they can do it. Hey, listen. As much as we like putting stars together, you still got to have a team.
Man,
you don't have much to work. Like I get the caps going up, but you don't have much to work with to put 12 more players on this team.
I know, but
you don't think about it, right? Because you just see them on the court. Nobody else on that team was really making no money.
Oh no, yeah.
Nobody's making no money.
Nobody's making no money on that team.
Patty Mills left.
Oh, Patty Mills is opted out too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Patty Mills is a name that I would absolutely look at for the Chicago Bulls. I would absolutely look at Patty Mills. I'd look at Lou Dort first though, but Lou Dort might actually command some cash.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to touch on this too though. So like, because speaking on John Wall, I just wanted to get back to Brad. Like with them two moves, like legitimately, I understand, and this is my thing. This has been my whole thing the entire time. I understand you want your cash. I get it. But bro, you know that's about a 2-year stint. You gonna talk about now I want to leave, and now I gotta dismantle my whole team.
That's on the
just
team.
to put you in the building. And this is
talk about Bradley Beal.
This is another thing I want people to think about, right? So I just want y'all to give me yes or no on this. Bradley Beal a top 10 player in the league?
No.
Kid?
He close, but no.
I don't think being top 10 should be the metric anymore.
So no, I
think we have. He's not a top 10 player, but to be honest with you, there's so many good players. I could take somebody out the top 10.
I love Kid. I just want y'all to answer yes or no. No, but
top 15. So
I think he's a top 10, 15, a top 15.
Top 15.
I'd give him top.
All right, no. Here's a better question. Is he a top?
No.
I'm
I'm asking this for a reason. No, just roll with me real quick.
At his position, he's top. He's top 5.
There's not.
No. Because I'm not talking about
shooting guard.
Because this is what I'm trying to get y'all to see, right? This man is about to eclipse at some point 50 mil per year, and the cap is going up.
As a top 3 shooting guard in the NBA, you should be able to.
But
I'm in the top 3, man. Top 5. I'll give him top 5. Top 5.
He's top 3.
He's going to eclipse 50. Are we sure that's our number 1 on the championship team?
There's only one person who you could say is better than him, and that's James Harden.
That's a valid question.
What have you proven lately?
That's a valid question.
You know what the funny thing is?
About the eclipse?
I have to agree with Patrick Beverley. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. By any other metric, that's dominating.
But Kid
on 42% from the field.
But any metric, that's domination.
I mean, listen, okay. So Donovan Mitchell's a great player then.
Hey, dog, Donovan Mitchell was a dog. Nah, but
Donovan Mitchell was a dog. He's just not a top 5 at his position.
Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
Donovan Mitchell just throwing that mug up.
Listen, name the shooting guards before you get to Donovan Mitchell.
No, but I'm just.
There's a bunch of them. No, my point is that here's my thing. Numbers look great. Efficiency looks better.
I agree.
Zach LaVine got similar numbers to what a lot of people put out, but there's a lot of dudes out there that's not doing it at a 49% clip. Mm-hmm. Where every one of 2 shots I put in. So like I think for me, right, like Bradley Beal is up there because Bradley Beal not only puts up crazy numbers, Bradley Beal does it at like what, a 47% clip from the field or something like that.
Is he the number one? Is he the number 1 option though
on a championship team? I think he could be. I think this is the thing though.
Cause see, this is my thing.
How do you build a championship team? That's the question.
My point being, I'm gonna have to gut that whole team.
Why?
Because if he re-signs with Washington, that Washington stint would be only for 2 years. Let's
if Washington's bad.
Well, you can't fault Washington for the situation.
Washington last season was just hurt.
No, because Porzingis.
Porzingis don't have to be your number 2. Why is Porzingis your 2?
Porzingis next to
we talking about them being hurt, and they give me. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but Porzingis has also always been heavily relied on. I wouldn't heavily rely on Porzingis on that Washington team. I would go out and find me a point guard.
So they get good. What we talking play in. Because it's not going to be a chill.
They were in the play, but this is the thing, bro. This is what kills me about new sports, new NBA, how new people look at it.
because
only one person can win a chip. All you can do is put yourself in a position to win one. There's only one person. So if I want to play, right? So are the Bulls winning a championship next season?
No.
Kid, Bulls winning a championship next season?
No.
Okay. Blow the team up. It's done. We suck. Blow it up. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
My point.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
right.
new sports.
You're right.
Why shouldn't I play a top 5, in my opinion, Kid says 3, shooting guard in the NBA who also can handle the ball and play the point guard position for you if I need him to? Because I'm not going to win a championship right now. Championships take a long time. It took Michael Jordan leaving the NBA for Hakeem Olajuwon to get 2 of them.
That's a fact.
And I don't care what nobody said. It took Michael Jordan leaving the NBA for Hakeem Olajuwon to get 2 of them.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. I also think that they would have split that.
I'm gonna take the.
I can agree with that.
I'm going to take the 4-year, $96 million. So that way I can better put myself in a position, because then and by no means am I faulting Washington, because they have to offer him that money. That would be the right thing to do. And I think that if he wanted to, he should stay. But I'm just looking at it 31. No, and maybe that's just me because I'm competitive, and I'm looking at it as if I were to make the trade, I'm going to have to gut whatever team that I'm going to go to, because I'm basically going to be averaging about $50 million per year.
But he's going to his team. You don't have to gut that team.
Well,
I'm not talking about Washington. Whatever team he goes to,
he's going back to Washington.
No. Hold on.
I'm talking about after, because that's not gonna stay.
Now, this
you
is a
you get, but you get what I'm saying though.
I get what you're trying to say, but this is a longer conversation to be had. But I want to put this in full context. And I'm going to try to paraphrase and keep it condensed in like 30 seconds. And I know I'm probably messing stuff up. So for those who are sticklers about that, whatever. You have to start thinking the business of basketball as well. In the business of basketball, Washington, it's not about just doing the right thing. They have to be attractive so they can get season ticket holders, stuff like that. There's a lot of other things that go into the business of basketball. And having a star player helps you maintain that level of business. It also sets you up so that you can be somewhat competitive and put a good product on the floor. Now, you're talking about the money that he's making. With the salary cap going up, Bradley Beal would be making some of the best money right now. But in a few years, it's going to be part of the norm. It's going to be what the going rate for a premier player would be. Let's not make no mistake about it.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
$50 million, right? KD
I'll
makes
agree
46.
with that.
Yeah, I think the thing is there, right? Like, we're talking about Bradley Beal is best at his position, whereas those other guys you talk about,
I'm just talking about
best
in the NBA.
In the world. Like, I talk about Bradley Beal as being a top 5 2 guard, but there's a big distance between him and
Bradley Beal is going to be making that type of money.
He will. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Right. He earned that money for one. He hit those parameters to even qualify for that type of money, which is the only reason why we can have this conversation.
Get your bread.
Opposed to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine didn't qualify for the Supermax. Right? He didn't make it. I
thought that's because he got traded though.
Well, they could if they wanted to.
No, Zach didn't qualify because he got hurt.
Oh.
So he didn't get to what did he have to? What was the metrics? He had to make an All NBA team.
Oh, because it was what, 224 or something like that.
I think he should have made an All NBA team. To be honest with you, he was an All Star.
I don't know about that.
Really can't. I can't see for what he did. I don't know 3 other people at his position that did extremely well last season, better than him. Like, I don't think Devin Booker, DeMar made one, so maybe you say his teammate took it. Whatever the case is, he didn't qualify. So Bradley Beal qualified, hit those things, he gets that money.
Right.
That's cool, but that's the market. That's what the market dictates for that level of player, for a 30-point a game player. That's just what it is.
But the thing that Steph is talking about is basically
has to take on that contract. They do.
No. I'm saying that. So
they do have to trade. But guess what? It's a trade.
We're talking about continuity. We talking about continuity. That's essentially
get much continuity.
I want to say because he essentially has to stay with the Wizards for. He's basically gonna stay with the Wizards for 2 years. Do what you said. Try it out with Porzingis and Kuz. If it don't work, I'm going to ask for a trade.
Why does he ask for a trade though?
Because nobody's
you're assuming that though. You're assuming that he's gonna ask for a trade. Like you making this is the thing. You can't make deals in years that we ain't lived in yet.
Right. Okay.
I can't tell you what Zach LaVine is gonna do in 2025. But we ain't through 2022 yet.
That's just man, I don't know. Because I really mess with him. I really do. But I'm just at a standpoint, dog, like if it's bad now with what they showing me, because we said the same thing about Dame a couple of times, like what is Portland doing? Like dog, you already got some type of bread, bro. Just go.
But this is the thing. That's one move that changes our entire perception of it. Portland gets DeAndre Ayton. Where's Portland in the playoffs next year?
Portland gets DeAndre Ayton.
Second round exit.
They back.
That's what they usually be in.
That's a fact, actually.
Well, here's the thing.
Second round exit is what they usually be in.
I can't argue with that point. No, but I'll say this. I think they would go further than a second round exit because I've said this since LA left. That's how long ago? What is that, 8 years now?
About 9.
When did he go to San Antonio?
It was about 8, 9
It's
years.
been a minute. Yeah, no, it's been about 8.
Get him a big man.
Yeah.
They kept drafting guards. They kept drafting. When your premier player is a point guard, the next player you should go get for him should not be a wing. The next player you should go get for him should be a big man. Why? Who's my point guard gonna be standing next to more times than not off of the pick and roll? It ain't the small forward. So if I got a big man that can navigate in space, can operate, can get to the bucket, can stop and pop, can do this. That's the reason why I'm glad that they drafted Mark Williams to Charlotte.
So
they didn't have no shooters. Guess what? Now LaMelo can run pick and roll all day. Miles Bridges ain't gonna be there. It don't even matter.
Because they already said Anthony Simons is basically gonna command $100 million. Set like the Jalen Brunson contract. Basically,
he's gonna get the Jalen Brunson contract.
So
I don't think he's worth
that. So Dame.
I mean,
Grant,
we going off the market. I don't know anymore. John Collins make 125 to not be there.
Dame, Grant, Aiden.
Dame, Grant, Aiden, and you probably do resign. You probably resign Anthony Simons. They probably resign Anthony Simons. You let Dame play 2 guard. Now that's a small backcourt. That's a small backcourt.
Man,
Portland has not let enough time elapse.
I just want to win, dog.
Some of their moves. When they had Norman Powell, that really was only like half a season. And so, like, I don't know what Portland is doing. I don't know what the Wizards are doing. And so both teams, when you sit there
Portland's
and have the
panicking.
Question, both teams don't fit this conversation.
Well, no,
Because
I think
are in a constant state of flux where it's like we all agree they need to let their star players walk. So I wouldn't even, when you talk about continuity, that's not who I'm thinking of. See, this is the thing. I don't think they need to let their star player walk. I think you need to get them help.
They do.
I think you need again. If your star player say he want to be there, whether he's been there a while or not, what's the better option? Your team with Damian Lillard or your team without?
Okay.
No. What's the better option? What's the better option? Your team with Dame or without?
Portland with Dame.
So what's the better? Hold on. But what's the better decision then? To get the dude that you think is the better option to have on your team than not some help, or see if Anthony Simons can turn into that level of player in 5 years?
No, I absolutely.
You right about that.
You're absolutely right. They should keep Dame from the business of basketball. You know, so I'm speaking as a fan who wants to see Dame actually has some success before he retires.
Well, yeah, I want to see Dame get out of there.
I want to see Dame get out of there before
get out.
The organization absolutely should do everything they can.
Get out.
But yeah, no, you absolutely right when you say that. But I'm just at a mindset of it's the same thing. Like it's Portland and it's Washington. I ain't gonna want to stay there.
Yeah, but if you can get somebody to come there, you get somebody to come there. I'm not like the thing now. The new thing now is right. As soon as Anthony Simons started showing he could play ball, what did everybody say?
I said it.
Blow it up and build around him.
If that and
blow it up and build around him. And guess what? And guess what they did? They shipped out Norman Powell. They shipped out who's the other big man that was there? That's on. He's from Chicago. No, from Chicago. He grew up right in here. He grew up literally like up the block from here.
No, I'm lost.
No. He was on Portland. I can't hear you, kid.
I'm saying I don't know who you're talking about, but they should.
Yeah,
no, he's on the Clippers now.
Cousin?
Robert Covington. They shipped out Robert Covington.
You said big. That's why I got confused.
I mean, he a big dude.
What
is he? He like 6'8", ain't he? I'm sorry. Excuse me for him being tall.
My boy Robert Covington. Met him a couple times.
No, okay, no.
He's a wing.
No, yeah, a wing. Okay, but didn't I say a big, or I thought I said the big dude? Whatever.
No, you said big.
They all big to me. But pause. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Ooh, this show is off the rails. But no, like, you know what, like when I look at like what they shipped out, it's like, okay, we're gonna blow this up and we're gonna build around Anthony Simons. That was dumb. Unless you get DeAndre Ayton to say, hey, I'll come play in Portland. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. DeAndre Ayton was gonna go play in Detroit. He might come play in Portland.
I think he would love to play next to Dame.
I think he would love to play next to Dame too. You know why? Because I think he also still wants to prove to Phoenix that he can beat you 4 times a year. And a team with those pieces is better than without. And we got to stop. You have to let these guys become what they're going to become. There's a reason that AK is doing it the way he's doing it. Like, I respect the mess out of it, because all these mugs want to blow up these teams and you want to be quick like it's 2K. Real life ain't 2K. I hate to break it to y'all, but real life basketball is never going to be 2K. And some of these teams operate like it's 2K. And that's the reason why these mugs think that real life basketball is 2K. I'm going to tell you this right now. Philly's not winning a championship.
He just took over 30 M's.
Philly's not. He did opt out. James Harden did opt out. So and everybody's like, respect to James Harden so they can build a better team. You're still not winning a championship.
They're not.
If Philly wins a championship, I'm not making a Chuck proclamation. I almost did that.
Guarantee.
Hey, Chuck said, what Chuck say? If Yao Ming, what did he say? If Yao Ming becomes a good player in the NBA, I'll kiss somebody's ass. They brought a donkey in there. But like, I highly, there's too much talent in the Eastern Conference to me to see Philly win a championship. There's too much talent in the Eastern Conference for me that I think that Philly's the team that we're going to be worried about.
All right, I got to take a little detour because I saw something that I think is going to absolutely see. This is why I love social media, because I get to see stuff from all over the world. This random Lakers fan says the rumors going around that the Lakers may look to acquire a PG Coby White from the Bulls. I'd love for the Lakers to make this move. Coby is a better shooter than Russ, can pass, although not as good as Russ, but can pass at a good level. Great potential news for my team. Buddy, I'm going to go ahead and let you know you can have that. Listen, if you
hold on.
were the GM, you'd have a deal before the comment was posted.
Hold on. His statement was Coby is a better shooter than Russ. Now the passer party's capping. There's no way in the world Coby White's a better passer than Russ. But he said Kobe's a better shooter than Russ. Kobe's a better shooter than Russ. Coby White ain't never tried to hit that bank shot.
I'm gonna say this. What Russ did was bad.
Hey, bro, he fell in love with the weirdest shot in the world
from 3. However, Coby is still shot worse than Russ from the field. So Coby got to do more than just shoot threes nowadays.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. I think that's why.
If he thinks that's exciting news, I want him to have his wish.
You know what though? I will say,
tweet him back.
My name's Ray, by the way.
Tweet him back and then go tell him to watch his tape.
It's all yours.
Hey, I will say I would rather have Coby White moving forward if I'm a Lakers fan because of his age, and that's the only reason. Because there's some, like, while I don't think he's going to have that potential here, I do think Coby White leaves to be a better player, and Bulls fans will be like, we regret letting him go. But he's not going to fit on this team because Coby White needs to be more than a spot-up shooter.
Watch him just turn into Otto Porter and get a... honestly, I think,
he's Otto Porter right now. What do you mean?
I think that if Muggs... I think that if Coby White leave and that mug go get a ring, that's gonna make Kid sick. Just like when Otto got a ring.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, I think I'll tell you this. I think
that's not gonna make me sick at all.
No, Coby White's gonna be a better player on a different team, especially a team like the Lakers, because Coby White's gonna get to navigate and actually drive to the bucket. Like on this team, he's a spot up shooter. On this team, he's a spot up shooter.
No, that's a fact.
I want him to move to his next opportunity because I think he'll have bigger impact. I don't think this is the opportunity for him, the way we're constructed and the way that we're leaning. I've said it plenty of times. Coby really does need to be a starter with the ball in his hands. That's what his game it lends towards. When he gets starter minutes and he's getting the shots, and then look at the games we call where they let Coby shoot. Coby shut me up a couple times. Well, he was getting the shots, he was getting the touches, and he was getting the run.
Yeah, I think that's the difference with Coby, right? Where like Coby gets the opportunity to do more than just shoot. Those are the games where he shows out a little bit more, right? When he gets to drive to the bucket, when he gets to finish at the rim, when he gets going downhill and using his speed. But I will say, on the Bulls, he's a spot up shooter.
I'll mess with him on the OKC. If that's the case and what Kid is saying is true, I'll mess with him on the OKC.
We'll sign a trade with Lou Dort.
No, that's a fact.
No, he makes more than Lou Dort. Lou Dort's option was only 1.9.
You match. You can match.
Hey, give me
Lou Dort's money with what Kobe's making on a lower. I don't know. Hayes the capologist. I told you, kid, you got to become a capologist, bro. Like I'm talking about. Hayes was talking about like why we couldn't go get Doug McDermott or what we would have to do to get Doug McDermott. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm gonna let you explain that on the show. I let people smarter than me do what they do.
Yeah, you know what? I really looked into that, and I'm still learning, and it's a lot to take on.
Bro, he said, what he say? He said, I read the CBA. I said, you did what?
Dog.
Hey, look. I know the CBA. And when things come up, I Google what the CBA says about it. Hey said, yeah, I read the CBA.
You got to be knowledgeable. I respect it.
All of it? You read the whole CBA?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that for moving forward. And I'm absolutely, the thing I've been focusing on because I really want to get good at it is I've been focused on NFL. I've been focused on NFL, knowing the different coverages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The one thing Pat can do that just totally throws me for a loop is you can call out coverages. And I'm like, how do you know that? Like how do you, like this? It'll flash on the screen. He's like, all right, they're in this cover. They're in cover 2. Like that's just throwing something out there. It's like, how do you know?
Hey, kid. I you wanna know what I figured it out? When Brett Favre explained it. Like I would know where people were.
You talking about the Brett video? Dog.
When he said they just take a linebacker out and replace him with a DB. That's it?
Yeah.
It's my favorite video.
Then, like,
hey,
it's crazy.
You just throw it over him.
It's crazy when Muggs is like, because I can tell you like when they blitzing, when they're not blitzing and stuff.
You know what it is too? I will say that Madden did that.
No. Like,
playing Madden did a lot of that because you have to like playing Madden, watching the game, playing the game a little bit, but not.
Like I still for the longest time, we don't was looking at it like. Look, not obviously in Madden, you see you make the defensive play and stuff like that, and you can do it there. But for some odd reason, that didn't translate to when I actually watched real football. It just didn't click, mainly because it wasn't my sport, and I didn't care for it enough. Now I'm like, yo, I want to be able to call out that coverage. I want to know what those coverages are, so that if I'm going to critique my quarterback, I know what coverages he's looking at or how they're playing them, so I can be intelligent on the subject. And that's where a lot of my time, like right now, I feel so confident and comfortable talking NFL. I can jump into NBA, and that's the second. I've listened to NBA stuff all the time. I read up on NBA stuff all the time. That's the second thing. But football was a real challenge for me. I had to make myself love the game that I've never really cared about. And now I'm like really excited for the season.
Oh yeah,
I'm even more excited to like talk about how they can do some of the creative. Like, do you like? Can you break down why they really did what they did with Taysom Hill?
With Taysom Hill?
With the contract?
With his contract?
Like why that was necessary.
And because
remember, we were talking about New Orleans not having no money, but they got money now. How did they do it?
Because
I ain't paid attention. Did they do? Is Taysom got a new one?
Yeah, so it's basically like on two fronts, he has to play X amount of snaps at certain positions, but if it doesn't work out, they're not on the hook for him essentially at all.
I mean, that's how his regular contract was.
Like no, but now instead of it being QB, because like during training camp they played him like at running back, tight end, like instead of it just being strictly like at QB, it's just strictly you got to play X amount of snaps at say a position. It got to be a percentage. And then if it's just
it works out. It's like on paper, ain't it? Like it's a $40 million deal on paper, ain't it? But like
it was one. Well, I'm talking about when they gave him 140.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they gave him the 140, that was just.
But it's really like a $3 million contract.
And they so
that's not nothing. Like but the one thing I will say
to do it, and it's like the answer. I could say it simply, and it would kind of make sense, but it wouldn't tell the whole story. But like if you go through it and you go through the timeline stuff like that, creative financing and stuff like I'm talking about now. When I use the word creative financing, I'm really talking about the NFL now because the NBA is a little different. Obviously, the NFL is so weird when it comes to this. Like Deshaun Watson's contract and why it is what it is. Like even if he doesn't play the first season for a suspension, whatever,
he won't.
He still makes $46 million, but it doesn't hit towards the cap. Do y'all know why?
His first contract, his first contract, his first year is not $46 million, right? It all hits his second year.
It's $1 million.
Yeah, his first year is $1 million because they didn't expect him to play.
They gave him a bonus. He's already the Browns have already paid him $45 million,
and he ain't gonna play.
He's already been
which
paid.
Is wild.
He definitely ain't gonna play.
I mean,
they gave him a bonus his first year. I never even looked at Deshaun's deal.
So that's how you get away.
Definitely
with
did.
Like when you see these large contracts, like think of the Chargers.
Yeah, but your bonus is still his bonus still counts against the dead cap money.
It does not.
How? Your bonus still counts on the dead cap money.
But it does not count toward the cap. So the cash over
it doesn't count towards the salary cap. Yes, it still counts towards your dead cap. That's two different things.
Even with that, the reason why NFL players are now getting these large contracts and these teams are like, where the heck are they getting all this money? Is because the owner, especially in teams that could afford it, owners that could afford it, they're leveraging the loophole of being able to pay that cash through bonuses, so much so that they're now able to pay for that talent. There's no way in the world the Rams should be able to have the payroll that they have.
Hey, the Rams is gonna pay. They gonna have a payday. They gonna. Hey, we gonna look at the Rams in 6 years and be like, remember when they were good?
They're behind eventually.
Ooh.
But there's so many different ways that you could kick that can down the road if your owner can afford it.
Yeah, that
is wild.
Yeah.
The only thing that really needs to change for the NFL right now is all guaranteed money is legitimately that $230 that they guaranteed Deshaun Watson. The Browns put that money up already. They came up with nearly $250 million for this player, and it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew it had to be like that before this situation. I thought, you just spread it out and you had to guarantee that on your salary cap moving forward. No, teams they have to come up with 230 million, whatever it is, and they have to put that to the side. So it's already been paid.
The weird thing is with Deshaun, I haven't looked into Deshaun's contract deeply, but the weird thing is
he has one of the most bulletproof contracts. That agent right there, oh my God.
But I think there is a thing that if it's not past this year,
he can't be on the hook. If it's voidable after year 2, if it's anything new behaviors.
I gotta look at it. I thought there was something in there that if he
some masseuses from the moment they signed him forward, then yeah, he's on the hook. But if anything happened previously, he's protected against that.
I gotta look, because I thought it was that if the situation that he's in lingers on past this season, that contract is voidable.
He can't do anything about that, and that's
no, but on the Brown side, I think that's how they protected themselves on it, because it's a fully guaranteed deal, and I think everybody expects the NFL to suspend him this season. But I think if it goes past this season, that contract is fully voidable.
2 things are going to happen. One, he hasn't been found guilty of anything.
The NFL can still suspend you for a season for not being even if you're not
disagreeing with you. The problem comes in when you look at the NFL doing their investigation, the courts doing their investigation. If nothing illegal comes up, he could literally be in like a Ben Simmons situation where it's like, hey, listen, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm being targeted. You can't fault me for that. And so I can see what turns out to be a year-long suspension being 8 games, because why wouldn't he appeal it? Why wouldn't he go after being able to still play the season if all of the parameters around what supposedly happened turned out to be not true? I'm settling to make it go away, but I ain't guilty of nothing. And he's maintained that. And nothing's been proven to say he has. Now, I'm not saying he is or he isn't. That's not my business. I think
there's 2 things that can be true. He a creepy dude.
Which is why
he a creepy dude.
Back to if you I'm shout out to AD. If you like that kind of stuff,
there's a market for you.
Find the people who like that kind of stuff. Don't do it with the regular masses. Come on now.
Like I think 2 things have been proven. One, they haven't proven that he's done anything illegal or rapey or
they haven't proved sexual assault.
Right? They haven't proved any of that, but still a weirdo, still a creepy dude. Doesn't mean he can't play football. No, but listen, the problem is there's a lot of them dudes in the NFL. There's a lot of them dudes in every league.
They let Greg Hardy
no
play
longer in the era of believe all women. Like, we're no longer in that era. At one point, mid 2000s, that was the case. And you know what? We have to admit that there was examples of women being shamed, shunned, and things of that nature. And then we hit a span where it was just like it was also a lot of people out there targeting these high-profile players. And so now we're in a sense where you can't pass judgment too soon. You can't say much anything. You have to sit and let the facts play out. And unfortunately, the facts have not shown that he's done anything. The facts just haven't shown it.
Well, that's why I say there's two sides to it. He's done stuff. That stuff is not being proven as sexual assault. So he's by the court system standards probably going to end up being proven innocent, but still can be a creepy dude. You muted your mic. But very different.
Done anything?
Very different situation from a Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
I can't say.
Ben
Roethlisberger, that's different.
Bro.
But I can't say he's done anything if the courts have already heard their testimony, and was like, yeah, there's nothing we can prosecute criminally here.
But it's on. What's it on? It's on the federal level now, ain't it?
Almost.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the whole Deshaun thing. Like
I'm following Josina Anderson.
Shout out to you. He don't play for my team. I like as much as
we do not.
I care on the. I care. No, I can't say I don't care, but I would have cared more if like the courts were like, no, there's definitely something here that we need to prosecute. This dude's he's having sexual assault issues. He's having rape issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If he's making women feel uncomfortable, that's still a wild thing. You got to relax, Deshaun. But now it's in the court's hands, and he don't play for my team. Like I'm not the social advocate that's going to be out there like lock Deshaun up, don't lock Deshaun up. Whatever happens with Deshaun Watson happens with Deshaun Watson. You're a creepy dude. You're a weirdo. I wouldn't let you around my daughter. I'd have to swing on you. But
I don't trust anybody around my kids. So that's
that's the other thing too.
Yeah,
but I'm saying if
I don't know what he's being accused of.
Wait, I think he's still being accused of sexual assault, right?
Yeah, but they haven't proven
sexual assault.
Because that's the whole thing. They keep trying to say it's sexual assault, but the courts.
For sexual assault, you have to assault someone sexually, and they haven't proven that Deshaun's done that. What they seem to have proven is that while getting massages, Deshaun Watson might just roll over and start handling himself while he's watching you. Which is...
No, that's sexual assault.
Does that count as sexual assault?
Wait, does it for real?
Yeah, you can't just whip it out. And that's sexual assault, Mike. Okay,
all right.
No, dog.
Am I tripping? Didn't they prove?
Yo, I know why. But that phrase in and of itself is just.
I don't know.
But that phrase and that gets me.
No, that right there.
No, but what I'm saying, didn't they prove that though? Didn't they prove that he was doing that?
No, they did not.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Not that. That's clear.
Not that part.
This wouldn't even be a conversation.
I really didn't know that was sexual assault.
No, I thought I didn't know that counted as sexual assault. I thought because they were going after him for sexual assault, I thought there had to be some kind of physical contact between the two.
If you expose yourself to someone, that's sexual assault.
Oh, I don't know. Listen, I ain't no lawyer. I don't know.
I guess the argument would be, did he do so in like intentionally with that intent, or was he just trying to get a massage? I guess I don't know. It's a very sticky situation. Pause. But I don't know.
Ain't post that clip.
Hey dog, I don't know what to say about that. All I'm saying is like the contract.
No, ain't that a different charge though? No, ain't that a different charge though? You get put in because you get put in the system. What do you get put in the system in New York?
As a sex offender for exposure.
As a sex. Oh well, that would be.
That's sexual assault.
Is that sexual? Okay, I thought that was a different charge. That was my thing. I thought they was just.
You actually thought that you had to sit there and run your genitals across somebody in an aggressive way.
No, I thought.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same.
No,
page
I thought that it was a different charge when you get charged as a sex offender because. In New York, you can get charged at that if you like pissing on the street. Yeah. Like you get
that's indecent exposure.
That's what I thought. Yeah. That's what I thought he was getting. That's what I thought. I thought they were going after him for the wrong charge. They were trying to prove sexual assault and not indecent exposure, and that's how he keeps slipping it. Because I thought that they had already proved a bunch of stuff, that he was out there saying that he was pleasuring himself in front of them.
That's you pleasure yourself.
I would have thought that was
in the close proximity of someone unwantedly. That's considered sexual assault. Now, I'm not no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that that's sexual assault. And decent exposure would be something like you just mentioned. You expose yourself at a distance for somebody, or you're peeing in there and stuff like that. That's not. Again, I'm not a lawyer.
But you get hit on that as a. That's why I thought that, because you get hit on that as a sex offender, which essentially is what will be the end case for Deshaun Watson.
I think it just depends on what state though.
So I don't know.
Right?
You know what? That could be it too. It could just depend on the state. I'm gonna be real with you. This is the thing.
I think it's different for each.
We not on here telling.
No,
I'm not, and nor have I ever been, nor do I plan on being a sex offender. So
I will say this. I remember being a kid, because as a kid and as a dude, like you could piss anywhere and you'd be fine. Like I gotta pee. I'm gonna go.
actually want to share this story.
No. I remember.
I'm gonna have to give you the JJ Redick treatment. You sure you want to say that?
No. This the thing. Like, okay, you ain't never pissed on a tree as a kid growing up.
I'm not finna sit
this
there
mug tweet.
I have.
Exactly. Every man in the world is pissed on a tree. This man trying to be politically correct out here.
I absolutely
I don't recall
when the law came out. Yeah, I know, right? when the law came out in New York that you could be a sex offender if you pissed on a tree, I remember being like, a little harsh, ain't it? Like sometimes you gotta go. Like, what you supposed to do? I remember my dad being like, "Why are you peeing outside?" Like, sometimes you can't get there. Like, he's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Nothing.
First of all, New York, that is a very harsh rule, kind of stupid. But it's New York.
I think there's multiple places that have it now, but I remember New York being the one that like came out with it first. And when I heard it, I was like, "You a sex offender if you pee on a tree?" Like, but I think the point of doing it there was to negate regular people from peeing outside because of how high their homeless population was. So they already had the issue. It didn't fix nothing, by the way.
So you just made homeless people targets in never mind.
I don't know. I don't know why the rule came up, but I definitely remember hearing the rule when it got instated, and I was like, "Dang, bro, this is a little harsh, ain't it, bro?" Like
moving,
little like, what if I'm just playing in the park?
That's mad wild.
But the thing is, right? Like, I think I was like 14 when it came out, so the first thing that came into my mind wasn't like adults doing it. The first thing came into my mind is like, what if I'm just playing at the park and I gotta go? Like, I'm not running home to the bathroom.
I'm gonna shift gears real quick. I'm gonna shift gears back to some NBA. Thibault has been on a lot of radars. For some odd reason, Philly don't like this guy because he's been shipped. They've been trying to ship him in.
You said ship, right?
Gentleman's name? Ship. Yeah, ship.
Thank you.
Ship.
One more time.
Ship.
Okay.
They've been trying to ship him out. Yeah, but with the P, not a T.
That would be tough.
That's a tough one.
That changes the entire connotation of the statement.
I can't stand y'all. Anyway.
No. You want to know what I can't stand? Kid wanted to get off that topic so bad. He started talking about Matisse Thybulle when there's way better free agents out here.
Well, it looks like they're trying to ship him out, and they're also trying to, what's the buddy name? They chose Jimmy Butler over him. They chose him over Jimmy Butler.
Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris. Yeah.
They've been trying to do that since the start, since the season
Harris
ended.
Is a great pickup for somebody. If they're gonna really get rid of him, which I don't understand why. I think he'd be a great pickup.
I think the reason to get rid of Tobias isn't because Tobias isn't good. The reason to get rid of Tobias is because you send half your team to Brooklyn. Because
they sent 2 players to Brooklyn.
No, they sent 3 players to Brooklyn and 2 picks. It was Seth, Drummond, and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, sent 2 players to Brooklyn.
This is why
they sent 2 players in a back spasm.
And look at what they got back.
James Harden.
Exactly.
Wasn't this the dude that like on the Monday show was like, James Harden is not that good?
It'd be like that. Actually, if you want to get technical, it was 2 players in a Louis Vuitton sweater. All right. It's 2 players in a Louis Vuitton sweater.
It was 2 players in a PETA violation. That's what it was. Because that outfit he had on with all that leather. Good Lord. I swear somebody was looking for a red can of paint to throw at him. Anyway.
You just had, he lucky he wasn't in San Antonio. They'd had the branding iron ready for him. It's like, I thought you was part of my cattle. My bad there, brother.
Hey, I tell you what, the branding iron would have probably made the outfit even more fly.
Louis.
It was just plain. What did he say? It was vegan leather. How is leather vegan, by the way?
Just like everything else with vegans is meatless meat, bro. Meatless meat.
Anyway, first of all, I wanted to get off that topic because it's like, what is Philly doing? Because Philly is doing all of that. They're trying to bring in PJ Tucker, which, by the way, PJ Tucker did not get the money he wanted from Miami, but all of a sudden, or was it the Bucks? Whatever team he's on,
The Bucks.
The Bucks turns down that they're going to give him $30 million.
Bro, I'm sorry, but
$30 million.
If I'm Pat Riley, I'm not doing that. And
No.
I can fully understand why we walked away from him.
$30 million.
He talking about Philly.
Right, but that
he's a restricted free agent. That's right.
He was trying to, because the report says he was trying to get that from Pat, and Pat was like, nah. So he was just like, all right, well, I'm finna walk. All right, cool. I like PJ Tucker.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Out of anybody, the Miami Heat need to figure out what they doing. I love Jimmy.
What do you mean figure out what we doing?
I love Jimmy.
First of all, you all don't know what you're doing. You're gonna sit there and let PJ walk, which was stupid because you needed him. You're gonna let
PJ opted out. PJ's a different situation.
Yeah, but they're letting Victor Oladipo walk.
Victor opted out.
Victor opted out because he wanted to prove himself.
It's players opting out. Like they can't force the players to opt into their deals.
They can't force the players to opt in. But I mean, let's be real. 9 times out of 10, we know that those two players are walking. We know they are.
I think my issue with Miami is that, and with Pat, it's a whole different thing, right? Pat can re-up real quick. We've seen him do it multiple times. My issue with Miami is that while I love Jimmy. I got a different love for Jimmy the most. So I love Jimmy. I love Bam. That's y'all team.
Yeah, which is why we got up. But I
and Duncan Robinson makes a lot of money, and nobody wants it.
I will say the last
y'all better buy him out.
Last 2 years, he's made some bad signings. Like he's made some very bad.
Kyle Lowry was an awful signing.
Kyle
Duncan.
Kyle was bad. Duncan was bad. And they really only did. He's not going to admit that, but the whole Kyle signing was because they thought they was getting DeMar.
Oh yeah, they did.
That's legit. That's legitimately.
That's when I knew the Bulls was back. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
he didn't go down there.
Nah. I told you what happened when we was down in Florida.
You got faked out by the page.
That mug was like, somebody was like, yeah, the Miami Heat just signed DeMar DeRozan, and I'm in the middle of the ice cream line talking about some let's go. Buddy with the Heat jersey on talking about some, I was like, nah, that's fake. Buddy was like, why would you do that? And the line, I was hurt. I was salty. But
for some odd reason, this Nets end for John Collins is blowing up everywhere right now.
Playing from Patrick's iPhone.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Man, that's that. I don't like.
Right. Again, how?
Well, with the luxury tax being like 156, the threshold for that being 156, they could.
Hold on. We know they done with a certain player that's a part of that organization. Could we see? Now they'd have to send somebody else from Atlanta.
Dejounte Murray.
Could we see,
unless you're talking
Ben Simmons to Atlanta in a Dejounte Murray, or not a Dejounte Murray, in a John Collins, maybe another player to make money work deal? Now Ben Simmons is your point. Dejounte Murray kind of becomes your 3. Trae Young is your 2. He's got shooters everywhere he looks. Ben Simmons is finally on a team where he kind of, or Ben Simmons is the 3, whatever. Ben Simmons can guard everybody on the floor.
Hey,
could that be a scenario that's coming into play there? I wouldn't be mad at it, although
John Collins and DeAndre Hunter.
That's too much. Now he don't have enough shooters.
DeAndre Hunter?
DeAndre Hunter shoots the ball really well.
Okay,
so you would have Herter. You would have.
All right, so give me Bogey back.
Oh, you got Bogey as well. Well, I guess you still would have enough shooters because you got Trey with the ultimate shooter. Dejounte Murray can shoot. Bogey or Hunter or Herter.
Because it's
not a bad deal.
I would need Hunter back. I would need Hunter back for the defense.
I don't see it happening, but it ain't bad.
I could actually see it happen.
They have to do something if they're gonna bring in John Collins. They don't have enough money. Like there's literally not enough money left. Like as much creative financing as you want to do,
not enough. No.
As much as you want to go into the salary cap, you have to add. Or I'm sorry, the luxury tax. You still have to add 12 more players. Like you've got one rookie coming back. Well, he'll be a second-year player, and Bruce Brown. You're not getting.
That's his third year.
Third year.
Cam, I think Thomas.
Cam Thomas is second year, right? Yeah, so you got two. You've got two young players. Claxton's not coming back. We can't hear you, kid. You keep muting yourself.
I don't know why you wouldn't retain Claxton as opposed to going after John Collins.
Because they are. I don't either. But they already saying they're getting rid of Claxton. Maybe. Well, no, because Collins kind of gives you more. Claxton, I think his QO would be $9 million.
Qualifying off.
I would keep Claxton.
John Collins spaces the floor a lot better than.
Well, I mean, you got two of the ultimate floor spacers. I ain't worried about floor spacing on this team. I'm more worried about guys that are going to get in there and play and make shots. But I like if they're. I don't think it's a move out of roster construction. What? I think it would be a move out of. There's no way we can build a team. You've got 5 players. Patty Mills opted out. Drummond's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Is LA still under contract? LA's out.
No, he's done.
LA's out. He's done. Griffin's out. Seth is there. You got 5 players.
Mm-hmm. What if it's John Collins and Okongwu?
Could be John Collins and Okongwu.
Because I actually messed with Okongwu.
For Ben Simmons? I don't know how much Okongwu makes, though. You know, the contract's got to work. But, like, the question...
They're giving them one of the first... Unless it's one of the first rounders.
But the move is so that you can do things with the rest of the team. It's not... Because right now, like, your only option with the team that you've built right now in Brooklyn is to go get dudes for $2 to $4 million a year. You have to have 15 players.
It's KD and Kyrie.
It's KD, Kyrie. No, I'm fine with you doing it that way. I'm not tripping on it. I'm fine with them building the team that way. But you have to have those players for $2 to $4 million. That's going to be the rest of your team. And we saw last season. Now I think with more continuity, they'd have played a little better. But we saw last season that they need more help than just Steph and Kyrie to beat teams in the Eastern Conference.
No, that's a fact. I think that you know, when you look at it, and I fully think it'll get done just off of the simple fact that when Bron was in Miami, we had Muggs signing for the vet man back then was $500K.
But you know what? I think the difference is there, right? Like, and Brooklyn had that, but all of those guys are leaving now, and I think it's because the question marks of Kyrie. I think it's just and maybe and maybe KD's health as well.
I'm not even finna because I don't think this got nothing to do with. I think this got everything to do with Kyrie and Steve Nash. Because I don't think this got nothing to do with KD.
Well, it could be. I don't think KD's going to be healthy enough to win me a championship. But I mean, the biggest question surrounding everything to me is how are they going to build that team? Like you got to think about it. Your team right now is Ben Simmons, KD, Kyrie, Seth.
That's a fact.
And Andre Drummond.
Drummond's gone.
No.
Drummond's gone.
No,
Drummond's gone.
He's gone.
You're losing Claxton. You're losing Patty Mills. You're losing Blake Griffin. LA's gone. You got your 2 young guys and Bruce Brown and what's the other one you just said?
They got Joe Harris.
Cam Thomas. Okay, 6.
Joe Harris is back.
And they got Joe Harris.
They got Joe Harris.
I'm still short 10 players. At a minimum, you got to get 5 more.
But I think...
Or 4 more.
Think
you really want to run 9 deep. At a minimum, you need about 4 more.
If it's me, the questions probably come in on Steve Nash's end as well. I have no problem with KD. I have no problem with KD.
I don't have a problem with KD. I think the question around KD
was here. When KD was here, they were number 1. when they got hurt.
First off, they weren't number one.
Oh, okay.
You relax your tits there.
Okay. You know who was number one?
I would say that you need a stronger personality at the helm.
I was gonna say because I
just don't know if Steve Nash can coach.
I don't try. You don't got that dog in him.
I don't know if Steve Nash can coach.
You don't got that dog in him.
I know he knows basketball. I'll never say he doesn't know basketball. I know he knows basketball. I just don't know if he can be a coach.
I think they need a coach that's going to come in and hold Kyrie accountable, because I do think that Kyrie needs to be held accountable differently. KD does need to have some accountability as well. He can't expect to get best player in the world or be in those conversations, and you're very hands off when it comes to, you know, what's going on in the organization when you're supposed to be the guy.
Question.
And so another good reason another good thing to look at that is, I mean, I know that there's some embellishments there, but look at, you know, if you ever looked at winning time, Kareem was so hands off, that team didn't get nowhere until he was very hands on, Magic comes and stuff like that. So if that's, you know, there's proof there that, hey, you need to be a lot more involved than, you know, what everyone else is saying. And maybe you can't tell someone what to do. But I mean, if your goal is to win a championship and build that, you need some buy-in.
No one's found that happy medium. No one's found that happy medium, I don't think.
There is no happy medium. It's either you're all in or you're not.
Well, the problem is, right, all in is Brian.
Brian is all in.
Brian is all in, but Brian is also making a lot of decisions on that team, and they wrong.
But
for the first time.
Brian
for the first time.
Your entire.
Brian traded an entire team halfway through the season that he built at the beginning of the season.
But he got to the ECF.
Hey, they didn't get to the ECF.
Hey, I'll say this though, but Brian changes your entire economy.
Oh no, yeah, because you had to flip the entire team.
Cleveland's entire
in Cleveland. Let's put it in. He doesn't change Miami's economy. He doesn't change LA's economy. In Cleveland, he changes your economy. LA was packed when Nick Young was on the team.
If Brian doesn't go to Miami and they become the Heatles, I'm willing to bet that the revenue that they drew in from that 4-year run rivals anything else they've ever done in their team history. I'm willing to bet that.
I mean, we still sell out every game.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I can't say that because you can't do more than sell out a stadium.
We still
Miami's top 5 in attendance almost every year. Now I will say this:
we drunk.
We drunk at the game. At the beginning of the game, they top 5. By the end of the game, they be at the bottom. But hey, halfway through a game, they getting out of there. But no, Miami's the top. I think they were top 5 this year, wasn't it?
No, yeah. We have
when you're winning on that level, you're not just selling your jersey. You're selling everything else for you haven't seen many people wear Miami jersey since then. I mean, I like the Miami jerseys now, but they don't sell like they did from 2014.
No, they do. It's just still Dwayne Wade.
2012.
It's just still Dwayne Wade. I would bet you Dwayne Wade is still top 3 in jersey sales on that team.
They got it on. If you go to the NBA store, he's still up there.
I would bet you Dwayne Wade. How long has he been out the league? 3 years now? 4 years now? 4? I would bet you he's still top. He's still up there. I would bet you Dwayne Wade is the number 1 jersey seller out of the Miami Heat. I would bet you he's selling more than Jimmy Butler jerseys, Bam Adebayo jerseys right now.
Nah.
Because it's a legend. Jordan is still.
Yeah, come on now.
Jordan is Jordan. If
I'm gonna get
but Jordan, jersey. Pippen is still up there. Rodman is still up there. Rodman a little less, but Rodman is still, I think, top 20.
I mean, I hear you, but
Derrick Rose is still top 5 in jersey sales for the Chicago Bulls. He ain't been here in 10 years.
I hear you, but you're still talking about an organization that only had 2 superstars walk through those doors almost, period. Like
I think that's what we're talking about with Miami, ain't we?
Jordan D. Rose.
I think that's
Alonzo Mourning jerseys was selling. Tim Hardaway jerseys was selling.
Yeah, but we not talking about at a level. We not talking about at a level of a D Wade.
No, but we're
not talking about. We talking about superstars 2 players. How many superstars y'all got? Y'all got D-Wade, Bron.
D-Wade, Bron. Chris
I'm gonna
Bosh.
let you all argue
Bosh. I give you Bosh.
Bosh.
I'm gonna let you all argue that part out because I'm gonna end up having to drop in a second.
And then,
Nah, we finna dip. I think
that's it.
we all finna
And
get out
Mario
here.
Chalmers in North Cole.
Mario Chalmers in the game. Nah, we all finna get up out of here, man. There's a lot of content that's coming today, by the way. 2.5 hours on this month, man. We giving these much too much content for the free, bro. That's okay. It's all right. We love y'all. We gonna keep giving y'all this content.
More free, Randy.
Yeah, that's why I like doing the show pre-recorded like this, because when you doing this show live and it go 2.5 hours and it's the middle of the day, you just be like, all right, bro, like
I'm hungry.
it's 1:30. I ain't ate yet. But hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us for another episode of The Daily Show. Guarantee y'all might not even make it to this part because some news might break. The episode might just cut off out of nowhere and just go full on public, and then I might jump on. So depending on what news breaks tomorrow, we will be on. We appreciate y'all for showing love and tuning in and rocking with us. As always, it's Pat the Designer back in his mug, joined by Stefan Nadon, our resident closet Chicago Bulls fan. He won't let mugs know it though. And the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid in this mug. Great beard game from Kid. He's got the best beard on the show for sure. And Steph and mine looks a little mangy right now. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.